Let's kick it old school! Old school essentials. The further adventures of the Thunderous Fury.
It is Old School Essentials, the further adventures of the Thunderous Fury, session 76. Time for the recap.
All right. Well, as usual, I will give a shot unless anybody wants to take a shot at it.
Go on, Bard.
All right.
Have at it, bestie.
Yes, as Basil said, this session was the return of ethics. Because ethics stumbled off the ship and stumbled onto a ferry road, and somehow, despite having an entire world to explore, wanders in and sees us, and of course, Basil X and Essex are once again doing the dynamic duo, although Essex does have this question about why Basil is using both arms right now. I mean, what's going on with that? Did he train while I wasn't there? But whatever. We get out. We're headed towards the castle, and past a bunch of stuff on the road. The only thing of real note was this really strange archway made out of trees with faces in them that you could talk to, and Orion tried to get a good story out of them, but all they would talk about is the big storms, the bolts of lightning. I guess that's what you get when you're a tree, and that's your interesting stuff. But in any case, we see the castle in the distance and a group of adventurers who are also arm wrestlers, and sure enough, Basil and Essex find out that there's an arm wrestling competition, and yeah, it's a doubles meet. Of course, they have to enter. We get
the Dolmenwood doubles.
Yep, Dolmenwood doubles. We get to the city, and it's pretty impressive because the gate is this gaping maw of a dragon, real or otherwise. Still impressive one way or another. It's a really organized city because we actually have to fork over our weapons in order to get further in. So in any case, we are of course going in to see what is happening with Zophan. We meet with the cleric, and Zophan is sort of cured and stable, but the cleric warns him that if he turns into a gloam, which he's partway there already, he's going to have to be killed, and it would help if we could kill the gloam ourselves. So we agree to kill the gloam, and the cleric hands over, the magic staff that's supposed to summon the gloam, as well as a clerical helper to use the staff for us. So while we're in town, we of course have the fun little arm wrestling tournament. And as usual, Basil and Essex delight the crowds because they always seem to be on the downside until they finally flip it back and win in the end. So their opponents set up and taken down, including Smash and Bash, Nightmare and the Man, Karma and the Guns, and of course, finishing up, Crazy Eyes and the Tempest being our old friend, the Dock Master, strangely enough. So, of course, Basil and Essex win the tournament and go to a party in the Ogre. So the next day, we wander out and attempt to find the gloom. The idea is this item will attract the gloom. I said gloom, and we can capture it in an open field instead of being caught in its own lair where it had all sorts of nasty ways out. Not being stupid, we do things like set up pitch pits and fire pits, and everybody gets oil and ready to face that gloom. And the priest, of course, pulls off the dark staff and starts using it. And suddenly we're really happy to have him, and the fact that we're not using the staff ourselves, because he starts to age rapidly using the staff. Well, of course, the high priest there didn't exactly give us the lowdown on the staff, because we thought, okay, it'll attract the gloam, whatever, we'll beat the gloam. It'll be easy in an open field with the home field advantage. Oh no, it attracts all the damn undead in the area. So first of all, we get 5 skeletons, but they start climbing out of the ground on their own and not being idiots. We hammer on them before they can even get out of the ground and take them down. No problem. So then there's the 3 zombies, and we managed to take them down, although one of them manages to get in a swat at Essex at the time. Then there's the incorporeal creature who we never quite figured out what it is, but Felix decides, nuts to it, fireballs the thing, and then we use flame on it, and it finally goes down. Oh, but that's not all. Then we get the armored skeletons trudging overland. I mean, fortunately, they are trudging overland, so we get in a round of range combat and manage to get them to go into, a couple of them to go to the pitch pits and burn up a little there. And Essex comes back from getting hit by a zombie and kills a couple of them with a nat 20. Yay, Essex. Then we're thinking, of course, the globe has to be around here somewhere. Nope, the next thing we're fighting undead bats or whatever the hell those were, semi-vampire bats. Who knows? Then, of course, Basil being shown up by Essex with the armored skeletons manages to take out one of the bats with a nat 20 of his own and basically splatters it across the landscape. So finally, now that we are somewhat worn down, used up, the gloam appears. But of course, it's not alone. The children are following. We all manage to engage the gloam, but of course, once it gets hit a couple of times, it decides it wants to disengage and goes into its darkness mode. Felix decides that he doesn't like that. He wants to face the thing directly instead of having to fight his way out of the darkness and get attacked by things he can't even see, and fireballs the children. Well, ethics aside, that appears to more or less work, and it finally pops back in and starts to engage us. But of course, it's not alone, because a couple of shadows appear in the middle of that fight. One going after our healer, which is the healer friar, and another going after our group. So we've got a nasty final showdown with the gloam and the 2 shadows. The friar himself gets seriously injured. The guy with the staff is almost dead because he's draining his life force to power this thing. And finally, we managed to take down the shadows and the gloam, and there is one remaining poor burned kid crawling over to Felix and going, "You are the real monster." And Felix, of course, kills him. In any case, so apparently the clerics were either completely out of it during that, or decided not to object to the guys nailing them kids, or maybe the policy is if it's touched by a gloam, go ahead and kill it anyway. Because we didn't hear jack about killing the kids.
I mean, there's still fires going because the friar is burning all the bodies, and you guys are like picking everything up. You can see that in the fields that there are other people, farmers, and have come out and kind of like watching what's going on, and it smells really bad. And approaching is, before you get to the town, as you know, this is a large field that you've dug these pits of pitch and there's black smoke everywhere. So approaching is a cart. Cart stops at a pretty good distance, and 2 soldiers get out in leather armor carrying a huge box, and they begin running as fast as 2 soldiers can run with a huge box. It seems to weigh a lot, it seems to weigh a significant amount. Behind them is Karn, who is running out there. Now, Karn has been in a prayer to Saint Cuthbert for the last however many, 24, 48 hours, nonstop over the body of Zophan because of his condition. And with this dedication, as Saint Cuthbert has given him, he has now advanced to the next level.
Karn has?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Quick logistical note. Which day of Simswald is this?
That's a very good question. And you know what? I actually know the answer. It is the 22nd day of Simswald. It is warm and sunny.
I annotate all my notes by which day of Simswald we are in.
Good, because I didn't really keep track of that much.
So the two soldiers come running up and they plop down this chest that hits the ground, and it seems to have some sort of heavy weight to it. And they open up the top of it and they grab like a sack inside and kind of toss it in your general direction as the priest who was sent out from the seminary of 100 martyrs to hold this artifact is shuffling towards them, and they kind of look at him and they're not sure who he is. And
Okay.
you see that there's kind of he says a couple things to them and they kind of look horrified. And one of them quickly tells him to head back towards the cart, towards the road.
So just to clarify, are they? So I got this scene right. You got these two guys, these two soldiers. They're carrying this heavy box to the thing that
kind of like
the thing that we brought out, the artifact that was given to us to like attract the undead.
Right. And they go and handle it and drop it in this box and close it.
Yeah, good. That thing doesn't need to be.
And with a hoof, they pick it up and they start heading back. And one of the soldiers says, "That's points to the ground to the sack. It's like, that's your payment for what you've done. The church, the seminary of 100 martyrs thanks you."
Okay, I'll go over and check of the sack.
All right. Inside are a total of 8, but you guys each get 2 125 gold piece gems. They're
Okay.
pale blue topaz gems. So 2 for Felix, 2 for Orion, 2 for Basil Bessex, and 2 for Ethics Bessex.
Well, brother, you're gonna need that for raising your children.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot.
Brother, it's not good to forget about your kids.
You know, sometimes they get on my nerves. I want to. They get in the way of training.
That is a problem. Well, soon they'll be old enough soon they'll be old enough for you to conduct training exercises with them.
Oh, I could be their trainers. We'll have to find the Dolmenwood family arm wrestling tournament.
I'm sure they have one. I mean,
yeah.
the Dolmenwood doubles were such a success.
Correct.
It only
Why
makes
won't they
sense
make
to
it?
bring-
Yeah, should extend it to whole families.
We should write them a letter.
Sounds like a good idea.
You know, I'll get on that.
You feel the earth shake like there's a minor earthquake, and a large clump of dirt seems to come out of the ground, like it's like churning over itself.
Right.
And it starts to churn out of the ground and then quickly starts to form into the figure of a woman that looks like Stelgetty. And she points over at Ethics, and Ethics like, I guess it's time for me to go. My hot mama apparently is missing me.
Is that your hot mama?
Yeah.
Is that actually her, or is that an avatar of her?
Well, they're both hot, so does that matter?
Well, she looks like a keeper. Brother, if somebody tells you to pound sand, they don't mean it literally.
Oh, Lord.
But I can't hold you back, brother. We'll meet again.
We will. I'll return. And he walks over and starts to climb up the dirt mound towards the large dirt figure. And then it starts to like cave in on itself to go underneath the ground. And all you hear him say is, "You mean what? I got 6 kids now?" All right.
Whoa. Right goes, well, that sure is a heck of a lot better than kissing a hag. I'm envious.
You know, I'm proud of my brother. 2, now 6 kids, that's a lot of responsibility. I've never known him to be the responsible type.
It seems like he's a kept man in more ways than one.
Well, you do know that Cuthbert commands us to
be fruitful and prosper. So he must have been taking those teachings to hand.
He must have.
6 children is definitely fruitful.
Well, with any luck, he'll invite you over for dinner and you can talk about Cuthbert.
I think my work with that one is done.
Very well.
I'll have
Friar.
to do more to look out for your soul now.
Oh, does my soul need looking after? Have I
Oh.
not been training it hard enough?
All of our souls need looking after. You train the body, but that is not the same as training the soul.
I'll need to think of a training plan.
It starts with the prayers in the morning.
I'll need to think of a different training plan.
The friar kind of walks over. He looks beat. He looks like exhausted. He's been attending over the fires, him and Felix, burning the remains of the things that were destroyed. He says,
Okay.
I think
Sorry.
everything has been successfully burned up, including the eggs.
What do you mean?
Oh,
That's
right.
good protein. You just burned it?
I don't think you wanted to eat the Gloam's eggs.
Oh, right. I forgot that brilliant moment in combat where forced, who was it that has that item? Forced the globe to shed itself and eggs dropped out.
Right, that
Like-
was ethics. Ethics got an enchantment that allows him when he hits somebody. I think it's one time per encounter, cause them to defecate.
Yeah, that's
And he failed, and a bunch of eggs fell from the globe.
that is how we spent our tournament prize money from the double.
That's right. Yes.
Ethics got that enchantment, and Basil got an enchantment to cause paralysis upon hit on his iron knuckles.
Wow. Yeah, that's something else.
Well, I think it's time that we had a hot meal. After burning off all that energy, we gotta refuel our bodies.
Hey, Orion says, and we've even got a great cooldown walk heading back to the castle. Great workout, right?
You're starting to get the idea, Orion.
I just want to get back and do my pint curls.
Basil W, didn't he accompany somebody somewhere?
He accompanied Zophan.
Okay.
There is actually a local thieves guild in town.
Okay.
If you want to be if you want to be close to this scene, that's fine with Basil. Like maybe he
Oh
would have
no, that's
accompanied
okay.
Karn.
That's okay. I was just wondering where he ended
Okay.
up. Yeah.
Okay.
Right, because when we took Zophan in, Basil was the one who volunteered to go.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I missed that session with the globe.
Karn, how is Zophan?
If I know how, what do I tell him?
I mean, he's in pretty bad shape. Basically, what everybody said at the seminary 100 Martyrs is they've done all they can do. It's up to the one true God now. Because he's slowly transforming into a gloam, but he may be able to fight it off and he may survive it. But if he doesn't, I believe what they said was they'll have to cut his head off and burn him.
Well,
but
at least he's not getting concussions.
yeah.
Right. He's transforming into a toothless gloam, even.
But your prayers, your 24, 48-hour prayer was to try to reverse that, or at least stop that from occurring.
Yeah.
Because Cuthbert, either, maybe Cuthbert deemed it or you deemed it that it was necessary.
Yeah, I could see him praying over somebody for 2 days straight.
Yeah, that would be in character. Yep.
Yeah.
So, well, if I remember correctly, there was a theory that eliminating the gloam would have some effect on Zophan's ability to recover. So we should after our meal, we should check in on him to see if his condition has changed at all.
Absolutely.
If not, then well, we'll have to lay him to rest.
If anybody has to cut off his head, it should be one of us.
I don't foul myself with such crude tools like swords.
Yeah, it's really too bad the seminary won't let us take him with us because the pool that we're using to cleanse the hag stench is supposed to cure all ills, even if it adds a little something else. So maybe that's the backup plan. Is if it doesn't look like he's getting better, we'll see if we can't port him over to the pool and see if that helps. Of course, we will have to promise to cut off his head and burn the body if he doesn't get cured that way.
We have to hurry.
I'm sure Felix would volunteer for that. quickly even.
That's a good idea. We'd have to hurry and make haste for that option though. The longer we'd be out in the wild with a transforming Zophan, the more risk there is that something could go wrong. Not even running into bandits or other creatures in the Dolmenwood, just whatever changes are going on with him and himself. He may not be the same. He may not be himself under this affliction.
Too true. And the priest may want to keep control. I wouldn't be terribly surprised. I'm just, trying to consider options, ways to get him back.
It's a good idea.
So as you're kind of having this conversation, a cart pulls up, comes across the field. You recognize it as the old man, Igor, with his bandaged head, because I believe he took a concussion in that fight with the bandits.
Yeah. The old farmer that.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
And he kind of comes over. I see. I think you were successful. I see these fires. I sort of watched from a distance, but were you successful?
Yes, the Gloam is dead, and apparently every other undead in range. It was a terrible battle.
Oh, you look like you could let me come back to my farm, and my wife Florence has prepared a meal for all of you. At least I can do for all you've done.
I look at the others. Is his farm the other way? Is it going to?
I mean, not really. I mean, this is like a huge. I mean, the castle is like 3 or 4 miles away, and this is just farmland. So there are farms everywhere. So I mean, it's not like a day away. He said he was watching, so he's probably not very far away.
Is it this guy's farm that we're at?
No, it was abandoned.
Oh, okay.
So, all right. So it won't really slow us down. Sure.
No.
I think not.
That sounds good to me. Do you have goat meat?
No, I believe we will have river sturgeon and antelope.
I could eat.
I look over at Basil and go, "Hey, maybe antelope's a good alternative to goat meat, or it could be even better. Who knows?"
I'm willing to give it a try.
And fish is always a good protein source, right?
It is. It does have a healthy amount of nutrients, protein, as well as other things.
Sure.
I'm just wondering if there's mercury and Dolmenwood streams. I've got to worry about the fish.
Fairy magic runoff loads you up in his cart and takes you a few miles past some farmhouses into his farm, with the big sign that says Tide Batch Farm over the entrance. And there's some clothes hanging out on a line that's drying. And there's a basket of apples. There's some apple trees in the backyard. And you can smell food cooking from the farmhouse. It smells a lot better considering the smell from the burning pitch of the bodies and everything else. And the prior wakes up when you get there because he's nodded off, fallen asleep on this short ride in the cart already. And his clothes reek really bad because he was near the fire burning it. He leads you into the big front room of his house, opens the door for you, and there's a table prepared. Probably you would say his daughters are taking out some plates and making arrangements, as you would guess. Maybe his son. Now his kids look fairly young considering how old he looks, and they start preparing this large dinner table for you as they set out some blackened river sturgeon and bacon wrapped antelope in this huge bowl of broccoli casserole, and they have candied chestnuts.
Basil's mouth is just watering looking at all this, as is mine. And
Yeah, right.
He will dive in.
Igor does not, he doesn't really sit down. He just kind of starts spooning out the food. Him and his wife, you would assume, Florence, older lady with gray hair. She's got an apron on. You can tell she's been cooking most of the morning. Starts slapping the food down for you.
Does she seem so the farmer was described as his kids look like they're pretty young for someone of his age. Does his wife seem younger?
No, she seems like it's the same age.
Okay.
Eat up, eat up. This is the least I can do to repay you for all the great works that you've done by tracking down the bandits and retrieving my things that were stolen, helping the Dolmenwood rid of this accursed thing.
That's our pleasure. This food is delicious.
Well, you can thank my wife Florence for her dedication to cooking this and proper seasonings that need to be done. I told her this was a very important meal and that she should do her best to provide you all with this, since it's the least I could do.
Well, my knuckles off to the chef
Knuckles off.
as he like removes his iron knuckles because he was wearing them.
Yeah, I can see that. Nice to meet your daughters.
Of course, Karn would have led a prayer.
Yeah, oh yeah, they would absolutely. So you're having a very good meal, eating, and the kids kind of go out. It looks like his son is probably like 10, and he has 3 daughters, probably ranged from about 11 to like 17.
Wow. So considering we've already met one other son, there's another be fruitful and multiply out there, isn't there?
Well, the person you met was his nephew.
Yeah.
So you're eating and getting plenty of food and then eventually, like, you see his son talking to Igor, and he's holding what looks like a piece of parchment in his hand, and he's looking over at Basil, like, and then he keeps looking at his dad, talking to him, and his dad's like, "Go over there, go ahead, go talk to him." And he kind of walks over and he says, "Can you sign this for me?" And he slaps down a piece of parchment, and it is a stylized picture of you and your brother winning the Dolmenwood Doubles Championship.
Nice.
Basil's like, "Did you make this picture?"
No, my dad got it for me, though. He said that you were going to be there. He'd be here.
I'd be happy to sign it. He just does like a quick check to make sure there isn't any like fine print or anything that he's like signing, like hidden. Like the picture's actually just like a contract.
No.
So you're an arm wrestling fan?
Well, my dad wouldn't let me go because he said it was kind of in a rough part of town and that I shouldn't be in. But can you demonstrate? And he like puts his hand on the table.
Basil just kind of smiles and puts his arm his arm down. "I'm not gonna go easy on you."
His eyes get wide. He's like, "What?"
Yeah, just because you're 10 years old doesn't mean that you get an easy treatment.
"In 3 months."
He'll be 10 in 3 months.
Ready?
Yep. He like
Yep.
closes his eyes and grits his teeth. He starts like trying to grab your hand.
Yeah. Yeah, he will feign some fighting
Yeah.
and eventually just, pin him down.
Okay. Oh,
And
oh,
like it was tough.
oh, wow. I did good, right? That was my first time.
You did pretty good, kid. If you train every day, the next time we go, you just might win.
I will. I'll start training now.
I've never
Right.
seen it take you that long to take out an opponent.
Essex kids have competition now.
I'm out touring at the moment and will be for quite some time. But my brother is he's back at home with his family, and I'm sure he's going to be running them through a training program. I could pull some strings when you're a little older to see if he can fit you in.
Yeah, but you see Florence, his mother, kind of look at Igor like, "Is this guy serious?"
He's the Jedi of Dolmenwood,
Wow.
It's just a
Okay.
different- Of course, your parents would have to be okay with it, but I'm sure once they meet my brother, all doubt will vanish.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
All that will better. Absolutely true. You didn't say in which direction. Never mind.
Him and his hot mamas.
I'll look forward to it. And he kind of backs away in awe that he has spoken to you and gotten an autograph, got to arm wrestle you. And then he runs out the front door, all excited.
We got some friends to show off for or whatever.
Yeah.
He's a cute kid.
Yes, yes.
Ryan's gonna start picking out a tune in the background and improvising words about don't let your kids grow up to be arm wrestlers.
Make them be farmers and hostlers and such.
Yeah, you're doing that. It's the friar has kind of taken a seat and fallen asleep. after he's eaten.
Okay.
You're welcome to stay as long as you'd like. I don't know what for supper. I don't know what
get
we will
back-
be having for supper, Florence, but
Well, we need to get back and check on our companion.
Yeah.
Your help and your gratitude is much appreciated, but we need to get back and check on our companion and see if he has improved now that we have killed the thing that bothered him so much.
Yeah. He slaps his knee down. Well, it's about that time.
the
And
friar wakes up. Oh, what? What did I miss?
we're heading back.
We must go resume our prayers over our friend Zophan.
Yes, the prayers.
What time of
So,
day?
I would say probably like mid-afternoon, like 2 o'clock. You've had like you had like a brunch, like 11 or 12, like 11 o'clock meal, and probably chilled for a little bit.
That much food, you got to let your stomach settle in your stomach before you go.
All right. So yeah, I guess we'd head back then. Probably walk. Since it's only 3 or 4 miles and it's middle of the day.
Well, Igor would gladly take you in his cart. He will gladly escort you into town. If you want to walk, you can, but he will most certainly take you.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll take him up on the offer.
Ryan's not going to turn that down.
Why not?
You begin to head back into town, which you pass some farms, and into the city is broken up into it's basically like the outer city and the inner city. So you head back to like the outer city, you enter, and you see a human man. He's got nice clothes, but you can see that they're a bit dirty and unclean. Probably this is his nice suit, best he can afford. And he kind of like, you see him come out of like an alleyway as you start to enter the outer city. And he's like, hail, Basil Bessex, the arm wrestler.
Basil just kind of looks at him. I'm sorry, sir, but we have urgent business.
Not a problem. I don't wish to delay. He's kind of like walking along as the cart's moving. I don't wish to delay. Let me introduce myself as I find the friggin' name generator, because I haven't made this dude. Now, where are you hiding? My name is Clarence. I run the 13 Beetles Tavern Inn here in the outer city. For you and your friends, the stay is on me. It is free.
That's very generous of you. What prompted this?
Well, business opportunity, of course. There will be those who wish to seek you out and maybe, speak with you and, perhaps be able to hear your stories and shake your hand. And of course, that may come they may put down a couple, silver pieces to do this, to have this experience. And it may be beneficial to both of us if they knew where you were. Of course, I will arrange this so you will not be bothered, only in certain times, like this evening, perhaps.
Do we have a place to stay?
I think you were staying at the Oak Ogre. I
Mm.
think. I don't recall. I don't have anything written down to the exact place you were staying.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have it either.
And Orion, very quiet, sort of looks at the guy and looks and quietly leans over towards Karn and says something about, seems like he's trying to profit off of Basil's fame. Maybe that would be a good audience to preach to too.
What is that? You think this man here, brother? Have you heard of the good word of Cuthbert?
He dodges a big pile of horse shit. Well, no, are you his manager? I didn't see you at the tournament.
No, I am just a very good friend. I was busy praying over a common friend of ours when he had the tournament, but now Cuthbert has intervened and it looks good for our friend, and perhaps you too would like to walk in the light of Cuthbert.
Orion says out loud, and of course, if you're offering your inn for, if you're bringing in a crowd to visit Basil, Karn would be more than happy to pray with them also.
Yeah, I mean, whatever the Basil wishes to do, I will leave it up to him. I will provide the audience.
All right. Well, we'll leave it up to Basil then. This ought to be fun.
Oh, good. More people to hear the word of Cuthbert.
Sorry, couldn't help but be evil there for a short bit.
That's not evil. That's spreading the light of the good word of Cuthbert.
We can come by your tavern, the 13 Beetles. But we already have accommodations. But we can certainly come by and have a drink.
Okay. I will leave. My offer still stands. At sunset. Come by the 13 Beetles.
Okay.
We will be there.
Do
Yes,
you have
yes.
clean glasses there for the water that you serve?
For you,
Water.
sir. Yes, yes. Glasses will be cleaned. And the cart continue, and he heads off. Tonight, people at the 13 Beetles, come meet the great Basil Bessex, one half of the champions of the Dolmenwood doubles. Bring your challengers, bring your friends, bring reverence for the price of 2 silver. As he starts yelling through the streets.
Sounds like you're going to have some more arm wrestling to do.
I think so. It'd be pretty funny to just not show up.
Oh no. All right. So you make your way to the inner city, through the Maw, past the Grand Market, past the Chateau Inn. You get some side looks. Some people certainly, there's some people actually in the inner city, not as many, recognize Battle. And Karn also gets a couple looks too. And you head up to the gate where the bishop, the seminary of 100 martyrs, and the ducal keep, and basically where the duchy is kind of blocked off from everybody. And there's a gate there. Remember, you had to walk through. You had to leave the cart there. So you bring your cart up there. You speak to some soldiers, the ducal guards. They are dressed in shining plate mail with purple capes and unicorn-topped helmets. They hold you up at the gate, and then they leave. And a priest comes back, who says, we apologize, but your friend Zophan has been moved to a different part of the 100, is isolated right now, and he does not need to be disturbed. Rest is paramount at this point.
Is there a window that we could at least see him?
He thinks for a moment. It's on like the 3rd floor, so I don't think that is possible.
I mean, we can climb the outside of the building.
No, I don't know. I wouldn't encourage that. But if you return in the morning after he has rested, considering he should be awoken and given some water and whatever food he might be able to eat. Maybe you could speak with him then.
Has his condition worsened?
It has not. No, it has not gotten any worse. It is still the same. We are hoping that the defeat of this creature and the prayers from your paladin here will slowly reverse the course of his affliction.
And Karn trusts these guys, right?
Yeah, from what you know, yes.
Well, if that's really what's best for Zophan, then we can wait and come by in the morning.
Yeah, hopefully that wasn't code for we offed him and didn't let you know, but yeah.
Karn says, I do believe I'll stay outside in the hallway near his room and pray for the night.
I will have to speak to see if they will allow you back there. We are limiting
I beg
any
your
guests.
pardon, that wasn't a request. That's what I'm going to do.
Oh, he kind of looks at you like, okay.
Sometimes
I'm
with
not
the healers, you have to be firm.
Yeah, you realize he's just kind of the messenger and not
Yeah.
really the person who.
It's okay.
And,
I know the way to his room.
he has been
Except they
moved.
Oh, he's been moved? Okay.
But he's on the 3rd floor. So there can only be so many rooms on the 3rd floor. You'll just have to check every door.
I mean, there's something about this that doesn't twig right with me. I don't know about with you guys, but keeping your loved ones or your friends away is never a good sign, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of seems fishy to Basil, but he's also willing to give them, the benefit of the doubt in the sense, or he's willing to let them believe that they're not going to do it.
Okay, yeah, I get what you mean. So is there only 3 stories here?
It's a 4-storied building.
And he's supposed to be on the 3rd floor?
Yep.
Like, is this a holy house with an infirmary, or what exactly is it like? Before I go all Karn on him.
It's basically the abbot, and it's a place where they train priests, and there are also clerics here. And I believe Let
That's
me
like a
check.
monastery.
It's like the head of the church kind of is in this area as well.
Orion sort of finds it fishy too, but these guys haven't messed with this before, so Orion's willing to give him the benefit of the doubt for once. But
I think Karn was kind of planning on coming out here and going ahead and returning to his prayer. And now he's wondering, if I was allowed to pray here for 2 nights before, why can't I pray here now?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So basically, in the inner city, then there's this like blocked off area where it's like the church, where the bishop is, and where the duke is. It's kind of like it's inside the inner city. It's kind of walled off. So the bishop would be here, so he'd be the one in charge of the church. Actually, they met him.
Okay.
So technically, you would have met him, Karn.
Okay.
He is very, very old, and they basically had to lead him into the room and point him in the right direction. He is not a fan of the Droon, and he was the one that kind of came up with the idea of, to use the this artifact that they had.
Yeah.
considering the fact that he threw one of his own priests under the bus there, so maybe volunteer, but still probably fairly ruthless bastard when he needs to be. Still, Orion's giving them the side eye, but it's not saying anything about it. Leans into Basil. So, we backing up Karn here, or you want to go? You want to go meet your fans at sunset? We can always come back later.
Well,
I got a feeling they're not going to give Karn too much problem if he insists.
if Karn is outside the door, then this should be good enough. But then we can try to make our way there later, either discreetly if we need to.
Okay. Well, Orion will follow Basil because A, Karn can take care of himself, and B, tavern, bard, tavern. There you go.
You could go and gather up Basil Wilberforce, because a tavern sounds more his style than Karn's.
That's true. Where is Basil Wilberforce at the moment?
You could say at the 13 Beetles, because he's probably heard about this.
Oh, so he can quote unquote meet us there.
So Basil also, so there is a thieves guild in town that you have run into,
Okay.
and
They
you
wanna
have
cut,
heard. Go ahead.
They want to cut, don't they?
I mean, if you provide them with anything. So in the inner city, they run out of a place called the Poppycock Inn. But what you've heard from this Thieves Guild recently is there is a shipment of silver, limestone, and iron ore going south with some sort of unknown item of great importance that's heading south out of Castle Brackenwold. They're not sure its destination. They figure it can't be that far.
And let me guess, they're thinking about waylaying it and stealing it.
Well, yeah, there's an opportunity to get item, to obviously the silver. They could care less about the other stuff. They are curious what this unknown item is. They can't seem to track down what it might be or where they're going, because there's really, that they don't know.
It's a shame Lord Clintock isn't here to find out. I wonder if I could put on my Clintock face and try to weasel my way into the graces of the politicians here and find out.
You do know that it is leaving sometime early in the morning of the 23rd of Simswald.
Do I know where it's leaving from?
An excellent question.
Was I able to garner that information?
They said it's leaving out of the silent. It's called the Silent Gate. It's like the southern gate of the city, and they've heard that it is not going to be escorted by Brackenwold proper, city guards or anything. It sounds, from what they have gathered, it sounds like they're hiring just mercenaries or nondescript personnel to transport this. They don't want to draw too much attention to it.
Right.
Well, now that is interesting. It's going to be going out of the Silent Gates and early in the morning, huh?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
you've heard before sunrise. They want to be on the road.
Okay. I might have some plans about that idea.
Yeah, security through obscurity. Right.
Basil's thinking that if they don't see him climbing on board whatever transport that they have, they won't be able to stop him from taking the artifact with him.
Yes, his staff with a skull on top of it. Completely harmless. Just kidding.
Do any of the party members have any idea what it might be? Or is this something completely new?
Well, we're not there yet, presumably.
Okay. I'll have to ask them when I meet up with them then.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you can head over to the 13 Beetles.
Yeah, I guess I heard the crier saying they were going to be there. I know where to catch up with them now.
Yep. It's a one-story a tavern with some makeshift little huts in the back.
I guess I would put on my my going out on the town clothes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, still have my leather on underneath of it, but you know.
Basil Wilberforce and his spend like you're newly wealthy.
Terracotta colored cloak and fez with dark emerald trim.
Oh, God.
I wear a fez now. Fezzes are cool.
When Doc were here, he'd have something to say. He has something to say about that and berets, but whatever.
Hey, as a proper Matt Smith fan, I have a fez for Christmas. Fez and a bow tie.
Cool.
So when you come up to the 13 Beetles tavern, there's about 10 people kind of just milling around the front, and that guy Clarence is there. You can hear their, 2 silver pieces. You're out of your mind. I'm only paying 1. He's like, well. So they're arguing about the price, the cost to get in.
That's his problem, not ours.
2 silver pieces to see the Great Basil. Oh yeah, that's a bargain. And I flop down the 2. I look at the guy who's arguing about the price. Go, shame on you. You got to support the locals.
Support the locals. We do. This is outrageous. Twice the cost of a main dish at this place.
But how often are you going to get a chance to see Basil ethics to arm wrestle? That's
Well, he's
more
arm
important than
wrestling.
a meal. Isn't that what I heard the crier say? That's what I'm paying to see.
He's going to be arm wrestling. Is there another tournament tonight?
I don't know, but even if he's not arm wrestling, maybe he'll give you an autograph. You can bask in the glory that is Basil.
What's the rate between silver and gold around here?
10 to 1.
10 to 1. All righty.
As a matter of fact, friend, you know what? Here's a silver for, and I pay the doorman the silver that guy doesn't want to pay. Come on in here and meet Basil. I pay the silver.
Orion remembers that we are trying to collect silver from here because if we ever make it to the 8th Empire, back to the 8th Empire, it's actually going to be worth a lot more. So Orion's going to start working the crowd of people who are complaining about 2 silver. And what he's offering is you give him 8 silver, he'll give you a gold, and it's like the entrance fee is free.
You're going to have a lot of silver to carry around.
What? Why the heck not? Money's there to be used.
That's pretty smart.
So so for every silver piece that you get, you're going to give them a gold?
No. 8 silver gets them 1 gold. So essentially they're gaining 2 silver in the transaction. And while, as long as they can come up with 2 silver to pay the guy for change, it'll be free for them. It's like it's free for them. So yeah, I'm not going to get everybody. It's only going to work for the people with enough loose change to make it worthwhile. But still, I should get a decent handful of silver out of this mess.
Okay.
And I will, of course, to those who don't have that much, I will, of course, point out that they can group together and pay the fee together if they want to go in. So who says it has to be 2 silver per person? It could be, 1 gold for 5 people, and you can get in that way, no problem. And it's free. I mean, it's basically free this way. I, of course, being the the supporter and bard for the great Basil Bessex. So yeah, I will basically work the crowd, throw out some songs if it gets slow, and try to get these people in and basically get them in for free as long as they're feeding me silver pieces.
Okay.
Don't have enough silver? Wait until there's 5 of you. No problem.
That's one way to go about it.
And before I go into full mode, full mode here, I will lean over and pat Basil Wilberforce on the back and say, I'm getting the incoming silver. You see if you can't make change with the guy inside.
So you want me to go inside and buy all his silver with gold?
Whatever you want to do, man. I'm just pointing out the opportunity here.
You get 128 silver pieces. It's going to cost you 16 gold.
No problem.
You get 16 people in. It's just a large main room with like a round bar in the middle, a circular bar with like a bartender, and just, stools and chairs. Most of the windows are intact except for a couple that are broken. A couple of the stools have cracks, painted in various shades of yellow.
Okay.
And there is a large, like, metal, it's like somebody made it out of like pieces of metal beetle hanging from the ceiling.
13th beetle, whatever the hell that is. Okay. 13 beetles.
Well, this place is about what I expected it to be.
Oh, Clarence comes over to us and says, good. It looks like your friend is doing a great job out there getting everyone in.
Yes, may I have an ale?
Oh, of course. Yes, of course you can. What do we have here? We have Thieves Bomb. It's a golden ale that tastes of honey and hops.
That sounds pretty good. Do you brew it here or is it imported?
No, it's from Prigwort. That's where we get most of our, pretty much all of our beers and ciders and beverages.
Then I will certainly have it.
Is he also doing the serving, or is there somebody who's...
Yeah,
And-
he's also kind of the server. He goes behind the bar.
So I told him, I said, I'll have one of those for me and one for my new friend here. I try to drag the guy who I had paid his extra silver in and pull him over.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Good. Thank you, friend.
Hey, yeah, what's your name? I'm Basil W. What's yours?
What does random name generator tell me his name is? Should really just print this page out and have it right next to me.
Oh, that's always so fun.
Well, my name's Basil as well.
No way. That's like the greatest name ever. Is that why you didn't want to pay 2 silver to come and see yet another Basil?
No,
Oh, great. It's the 3 Basils.
Basil Fairwatch. No, that Clarence is just a wanker. He wanted 2 silver. Give me a break.
Yeah, it does seem like he's a little bit of a profiteer, right?
Is he always like this? Has he tried to take advantage of other events to fill up his bar?
Oh, all of them try to get the people in with some sort of special event, some sort of attraction.
So tell me, Basil, what do you do around here? What's your trade?
What is my occupation? Random generator. I do freelance work.
Freelance work? What kind of freelance work? Do you like make armor, or are you a tinker? Do you brew?
No, I do enjoy a good beverage. This Keys Bomb is mighty refreshing. It tastes like it hasn't been watered down. You're getting the good stuff.
Does Clarence usually water down his beer? That sounds like blasphemy to me.
Oh, yeah. Well, you gotta stretch that silver as far as you can.
I can understand that.
Let's just say that I sometimes I get employed by those who need answers.
Oh, well, I need answers. Maybe you can give me, maybe I can give you some employment.
What answers are you looking for?
Well, I heard that there's hiring for a crew leaving town tomorrow morning.
Okay, there's many merchants who send out goods and things leave Castle Brackenwold at various times. I mean, that's not anything out of the ordinary.
Well, I got to take a trip anyway. I need to leave tomorrow. I was sort of looking to supplement my income, but I don't know where to find them at to try to get a job.
So you're trying to get on this caravan that leaves in the morning. You're looking for employment.
Yeah.
What's your skill set?
Well, I have pretty nimble fingers. I can shoot a bow and arrow, provide some cover fire for fighters. I'm a pretty good shot.
Kind of so you're the adventuring type? I didn't picture you the adventuring type with these nice clothes that you have. You don't seem like you do much manual labor.
I didn't say I did manual labor, but I am the adventurous type. I've been on a few adventures already. I've seen more than my fair share of spiders.
Sure.
I've seen spiders of all sorts.
Well, if you're going to be here the rest of the evening, let me go ask some questions. Maybe I can arrange a meeting.
That would be great. I'd be willing to pay a finder's fee. What's your finder's fee?
5 gold.
I can do that.
Did you give him 5 gold pieces?
No, I tell them, tell you what, here's 3 gold pieces too when you come back.
So he seems he tries to hold it back, but he seems rather surprised that you don't blink at his 5 gold piece finder's fee.
Maybe making
Oh.
myself a target here.
Well,
But he's also, as far
Well-
as I know, he's not aware that I have backup with my friends.
I'll be back.
Don't forget your beer.
Oh, I won't. And there's no charge for me to return, right, Clarence and Clarence?
Put a stamp
So,
on Rickon's hand.
So he kind of shuffles through the crowd and back outside and leaves.
I'll make my way over to my friends. I'm going to nurse that ale for quite a while.
All right,
I'm carefully not getting inebriated.
good. So yeah, Basil, you get people come up like want to talk to you about arm wrestling. They want to, ask you like where you trained and where are you from and just general questions like that.
Yeah, like he's at a booth at Comic-Con. Basil, yeah, he generally tells people when they ask about where he's from that he's from outside of the Dolmenwood. He's stopped through here. He won't really get into more specifics than that. He'll go into depth about the importance of a good training program and especially the diet. And he'll walk through all the different variants of goat.
How important goat meat is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He's not gonna go out right and say it's a secret sauce, but he's hoping, he's secretly hoping that if he makes a spike in demand for goat meat, that it will be more available. But yeah, he that's just generally he'll respond to their questions, give autographs, check
Yeah,
for fine print first.
Yeah, where is the goat jerky?
He would be probably back at the inn. I mean, they've got to have a stable.
Yeah.
We sure as heck wouldn't be taking him to fight gloams or whatever the hell.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, he goes around, eventually he's gonna get hungry and see if they have anything to eat around here. And so he'd order a meal.
We're coming off of blackened sturgeon and bacon wrapped antelope. This is probably not going to be so good.
So he gets up, Clarence shuffles out of the little bar area in the middle and kind of goes out the back door, comes in with a tray and he sets it down and hands you a bowl. It looks like oat porridge with wriggling bloodworms in it. And he gives you a spoon. He's on the house for you.
What the hell?
What does Basil know about bloodworms? Is there like general knowledge of like what bloodworms are and
I mean,
whether or not they're safe to eat in the best of circumstances?
Yeah, they're safe to eat. He would say like, I just figured a man of your taste would want the worms still alive. Some folks just want them mixed in.
A man of your taste. Someone decides he's going to be drinking his dinner since apparently the drinks are good.
Thanks. And he just Basil will take it and not eat it. He'll just kind of like
Okay.
pick at it.
Yeah, it's called blood porridge. Oat porridge with a healthy portion of bloodworms mixed in. Some folks like their worms still wriggling.
Yeah, I think Basil Wilberforce will skip a meal. He'll get something later.
And honestly, out of the stuff I rolled, that's probably the middle of the road. So this usually would cost people 1 silver piece.
Wow.
1 silver piece to eat worms. Hot cuisine indeed.
Someone, of course, Basil will come up, notice that you're just picking at it and ask if they can have it. Oh, you're going to eat that?
It is all yours.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. And just start scarfing it down.
Wow.
I was gonna say, I guess at some point I'll have to go over to Clarence and I'll ask him. At the end, I know you got to be able to make change, but at the end of the night, I sure wouldn't mind buying all your silver pieces that you have, trading you out for gold.
What?
I'm gonna be doing some traveling and I need to get some change. Thought it'd be easier to just go ahead and get it here because I'm planning on leaving before dawn in the morning.
Oh, well, let me see. Let's see what I can do for you.
I mean, I figure it'll make it easier for you to put it on deposit at your bank.
He
turn
looks
it
at
into
you
gold.
with a quizzical look.
Deposit, right?
You don't use
So-
banks here?
No.
Oh, that seems kind of unsafe.
Well, there's ways to keep them away from prying hands.
I'm sure there are.
So, Karn, the sun has gone down. It's dark. Are you going to bed? Or,
I mean, I'll probably end up sleeping at some point in this hallway.
yes. So they take you into the Church of Seminary of the 100 Martyrs, and up to a room, down a hallway, and they open the door and let you peek in the room.
And I can see that Zophan's okay.
You see Zophan is in there, and you catch the shimmer of his pants
Okay.
beneath beneath the blankets that are on him.
Ah, they left him with his pants. So natural.
And the priest says, "We hope that he begins to recover. We felt he should be isolated in this room for it is quiet here."
I understand. I just felt like the possibility of Cuthbert responding to intercessory prayer might be more beneficial if it was close to Zophan. I shall be fine and comfortable out here in the hall.
He points to there are some rooms on the side of this hallway. The one hallway is just solid rock, like stone, and the other side is like doors. And he kind of opens a door to a small little room with like a roll bed and a chamber pot. He says, "You can commence your prayers in here if you wish."
Oh, very well. That is very kind of you. Thank you very much. And I just, I take off my helmet, take off my gauntlets, and kneel down and start praying.
Okay. Are you going to pray through the night or?
Probably most of the night, yeah. I mean, I imagine he's going to have to get a few hours of sleep, but he might go back out and lean his back against the wall of the door and snooze right there.
Not very trusting, are you?
Okay.
There's been talk of chopping his head off. I want to know if this is going to happen.
So you are praying in this room at some point during the night and kind of nodding off here and there.
Yeah.
Waking up. At some point during the evening, you kind of stir. You hear something outside the door in the hallway.
Oh, I'm going to go and look and see what this is out in the hallway.
You go to the door. The door seems to be stuck.
Like I can't turn the knob?
No, that has been locked.
I've been locked in. I pound on the door and demand to be let out. If I don't get an answer in about 60 seconds, there's going to be some more shit going on.
Okay, so you're pounding on the door.
With the hilt of my sword. What's the door made out of?
Wood.
Yeah.
Or the hilt of my dagger.
So about a minute passes as you're beating the shit out of this door and you hear it unlock. And a lowly priest is standing there.
What is the meaning of me being locked in?
Apologies, sir. Orders I locked the doors in the evening. I was unaware that you were in. There was anyone in here.
I walk across the hallway and I crack open the door and peek in at Zophan.
Yeah, he's not there.
He's not dead. Okay.
He's not dead. He's not there. There's nobody there.
There's nobody there. Where's my friend?
Oh,
Who do you speak of?
I go back into the room and I put my helmet back on and I put my gauntlets back on. And I pull out my sword and I point it at this guy and say, "Where is Zophan?"
If you speak of the man that was in this room here, he was moved just recently. I do not know. I have been. My assignment is the
And
evening.
take me to somebody who knows.
Yes,
now.
yes, yes, my lord. I apologize. Very nervously, he walks down the hall. You see like a couple doors. Some people peek out. Like, what was all that racket? They close the door as you come walking down the hall with your sword out, and he's like, "Hurley." He says, "Up the steps. I will see if I will see if the abbot is in. My apologies."
Yeah, see if he's in. I'll be right behind him.
Okay, yeah. He like climbs up, goes up some spiral staircase that goes up and knocks on the door, and you hear a man with a gray beard, and his hair is all, all over the place, and he's got some white robes on. Oh, Karn Stone. Yes, thought I heard a ruckus.
Did hear a ruckus. You heard a ruckus of me being upset.
Oh,
Why was I locked in my room and my friend Zophan has been spirited away?
you were locked in your room? The rooms are usually the unoccupied rooms are locked each. Sorry, it is obviously a misstep by my priest here, the one who monitors the halls.
It is a strange misstep that also happens to have my friend moved in the middle of the night.
Yes, your friend. The one. Yes, cursed by the gloam. I will have to check. He may have been moved due to his condition.
I'm waiting.
Yes.
Outside of out of character. I'm channeling what my wife would do if she were in the situation that Karn's in.
Yeah. There's gonna be a bloodbath at the 100 Martyrs. They will be 100 Martyrs because they're all gonna be killed. So he puts on his sandals, and the priest is like, "Father, go back and check the room again. Priest, see if if you can locate what happened to Karn's friend here. We will search." So he kind of goes down the steps and through a couple hallways, and it's very quiet. You can just your footsteps. You can hear each other.
And I'm in plate mail, so
Right. Oh yeah. So it's a huge racket. Unfortunately, I will have to raise the other priests in the here to find out what has happened. This is very perhaps the bishop knows of what is going on. I will have to go speak with him in his residency.
Well, let's make haste and go speak with him then.
He goes back to his room, like 2 minutes pass, and he comes out wearing his simple tan robes. He's sort of, got himself together because he doesn't want to go over there looking all disheveled. And there's a couple other priests that come out that are at the front of the seminary, that are kind of like night duty priests. So he exits the ground. It's like a big courtyard, and he begins to make his way over to the residence of the bishop. And there are a few knights out here as well.
Okay.
There's some lanterns.
I'm probably getting a hairy eyeball or two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he goes, it's a short walk across like a courtyard over to a residence, as the abbot is like he's moving as fast as he can, and you're moving as fast as you can because you're in plate mail. And you hear somebody like between one of the buildings, you hear a voice say, hey, over here.
What is it?
And peeking their head out of like some shrubs, you see a very old man, like you barely see. He says, "Come over here. You're looking for your friend over here."
I tell the abbot, go speak to the bishop, and I will meet you momentarily. And I stomp over there.
Okay, literally.
Speak quickly.
So when you get close and you get up to him, you recognize. I don't know what you recognize. This is the guy that was at the field that looked about 80 years old, that was leaving, they'd given the artifact to.
Okay, I don't remember an artifact. Was that
so? There was a special artifact that the group was given that called the gloam and all the undead things.
Okay.
And he's the one that held it and aged. You would have seen him as he was leaving. You would have seen like this 80-year-old man.
Okay.
Karn came at the end, but he saw the two soldiers prop up with a heavy case, get the artifact, get the staff from the old man, and then, start escorting the old man out. So,
okay. Yeah.
So
What
obviously the old man at least was working with the rest of his group at some point.
Yeah. What do you know of my friend?
Zophan, right?
Yes.
He is being taken to the Aphastic Sanctuary in the south.
What is the Fastic Sanctuary? And
It's
why
where
is he being taken there?
I don't know. It's due to his condition. If it was my guess, I think the church deems his presence here too dangerous.
How long ago did they leave?
Oh, not much longer. I'm unsure how long, but they probably won't get too far.
The special package going out in the morning. Oh boy.
Mm-hmm. Where is this Fastic Sanctuary located?
It is in the south.
Southgate.
No, it is south into the wood of the Dolmenwood.
Oh, the Pastic Sanctuary is outside of the.
Yeah.
How long has it been since I dismissed my horse? And can I get my horse back yet?
I would say so. Yeah, I'd say you probably could call your horse back.
Can you give me directions?
Yes, I can, but I have one request.
What's that?
You take me with you.
I think I can do that. Come, let's go see the abbot and the bishop.
No, 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 no. They will just delay you. They will delay you through the evening.
I understand this, but I want to hear their lie from their lips before we go.
Ooh.
That is your choosing. Just do not tell them I said any of this to you.
Wait right here for me.
I will hide. He kind of like ducks back behind the bushes. I can't be caught.
And I go back over to where the abbot was heading.
Okay, yeah, you walk up to the residency. Bishop Josepher Sanguine, a pasty-skinned, bald, hawk-nosed man with penetrating eyes of pale blue, with a ruby-encrusted medallion, and he is sitting there in like sleeping clothes, a nightshirt and pants, staring at the abbot with these lanterns and in the front of his residency. The abbot is and then he looks past you. Karn Stone, the prophet of Saint Cuba, come forth. What is it you require?
Cuthbert, and I require to know where my friend is immediately.
Oh, the one that you prayed about. He is a danger to you. At Castle Brackenwold, he's been taken to other places to be attended to.
While you knew that I was here and would wish to go with him, what other places?
This is why I do not tell you. He is a danger to you and anyone associated with him.
I can handle a gloam.
Oh, just like you did the first few times.
Yes, just like I did the first few times.
He is a very serious condition. Karn Stone.
You've got about 5 seconds to tell me where my friend is.
He has been taken to some place that is safe.
And the
from
name
you.
of the place and the directions.
Why would I give away such details? You're just going to endanger everyone.
You're the one who is endangered right now, holding this information away from me.
Are you threatening me, Karn
No,
Stone?
I am promising you, if anything happens to my friend without my knowledge, you will pay, and everyone involved.
Ooh.
For I am not a prophet. I am a paladin in the service of Saint Cuthbert, and I take my oaths to my friends seriously.
I don't know who this Cuthbert is and what wild ideas you have. You talk and speak like a druid.
And then I put my sword to his throat and I say, would you like to meet him?
I am sure of my destiny, Karn Stone.
Would you like to meet it now?
I'll make a roll.
Now, will Karn kill a bishop in cold blood? This is the question.
This is a good question.
Not
So
no comfort.
at this point, there are a few knights, guards at night, wandering around. They are kind of like, they see this discussion and they're not running towards the situation because they really can't see what's going on,
Okay.
but they're kind of like walking over. The abbot, the abbot's like, Karn, let's settle this down here. And the abbot reaches out for your sword and he's like, let's put the sword down, please.
I'm not letting him touch the sword. I tell them I'll take the sword away from his throat, and and as I climb on, I tell them, if anything happens to my friend, you'll suffer the same fate. And I go grab the old guy, and get him on the horse with me and get out of there.
Okay.
They're obviously trying to stall and take up time, just like he said.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And no, I don't think Karn would kill him in cold blood. Because it sounds like they're trying to, keep everybody safe, but at the same time, Karn's not good with this.
So yeah, you ride right out of there. The bishop just stares you down as you leave. The abbot looks perplexed. The old man is very happy to be on the horse leaving, and they open the gate for you and you just like ride your horse right out.
And I asked the old man, do you know where this 13 Beetle's place is?
I think so. It's in the outer city. Yeah, yeah.
And I'll head for the 13 Beetles in my friend.
Okay. You arrive at the 13 Beetles. There's a couple people outside talking about how they've met the arm wrestler champion of the Dolmenwood. You know, a couple of, yeah, I could take him. You know, I didn't enter the contest, but you know, I met him up close. He's not as impressive as they say.
Armchair Olympians.
Yeah.
I roll my eyes as I pass them by.
All right. Yeah, a couple people leave because they see a paladin showing up on a horse. They're like, "Oh God, what has happened?"
I march inside.
Yeah.
If he tries to ask me for 2 silvers, I just completely
No, the event is sort of like calmed down by this point, you know. Clarence is like serving a couple drinks. He sees you come in. He's like, "Oh God."
straight up to my friends and tell them what happened.
And you see the old man come in too, and you realize this is the priest who was holding the artifact. He comes in with Karn.
Okay, I will look at Karn and say sort of low voice, you realize that's the priest who helped us summon all of the undead to kill. You weren't there, but he was the guy who did it. Is he working with you?
He's the only one who's given me any information. He told me that they were taking him. What was the name of the place? The something sanctuary?
The
A fastic sanctuary.
Yeah, the Fastic Sanctuary. He told me they were taking him to the Fastic Sanctuary and warned me that if I went to the abbot and the bishop, they would just try to delay me. So I went to the abbot and the bishop, and they would not tell me where they had taken him, but that they were taking him so he couldn't be a danger to anybody. It's my concern that they're just going to go ahead and kill him to be sure.
If they wanted to kill him, they had plenty of time while, you know, we weren't watching. They could just say he turned and that was it. Somebody wants to study gloams. I'll bet you money. All right. I will wander over to Basil Wilberforce and tell him the same thing that Karn just told me. All right, so I will drag Karn over to Basil Wilberforce first, unless Basil Bessex has finally finished with his fans. We'll get him next, but catch Basil Wilberforce up first, and looks like we gotta go spank somebody who's not too smart.
And I tell them I've heard something about somebody going out the south gate that they were hiring mercenaries for, and that I'm trying to find an inn because I wanted to. I was looking for an opportunity to steal something. How long has it been since that guy went out to try to find that information?
Oh, it's been a couple hours. He comes strolling back in.
Oh, there he is now. Hey, Basil and Orion and Karn, I want you to meet my friend Basil.
Pleased to meet
great.
you, Basil.
How many Basils in this place?
Or be cute.
So tell me something, Basil. Can you were you able to get some information about where I might pick up that job?
Yeah, I don't think they're hiring.
Do you know where I can go to try to talk them into hiring me?
Well, they're leaving out the silent gate.
Sure. Do you know what time they're leaving?
Probably in a few hours.
And do you know where they are in the meantime? Because I sure would like to talk them into a job.
I don't think they're going to be in the mood to chat for a job, to be honest with you.
Remember how I gave you the 3 gold and I promised you 2 more?
Yeah.
Well, here's those 2 gold that I promised you, and I got 5 more if you tell me where they are.
He kind of looks around because now you've introduced him to a bunch of people and there's an audience. So he kind of like walks over and he says, "Come, well, let's just," because he also notices Karn's in there. He's like, "Hey, there's like 8 of them. They're pretty rough. They're a pretty rough group. I inquired if they're going to take any more people on. They said no. This is the group they're going with, and they're hanging around with the town guard at the gate. So I don't think they're going to take a whole lot of questions."
Well, that's just fine, and I really do appreciate it. So they're going to be hanging around at the gate before they leave.
At the silent gate, yeah. They'll probably leave in a few hours.
Absolutely. Those people that I introduced you to over there, perfectly safe. They won't give you any problems, especially now that you've helped us. And I give
Well,
them 5 more gold.
Not bad.
I got to take 10 gold off my sheet.
Informant fees, lovely.
I go back and say, Come on, Karn, let's go. I know where they're at.
And before you go to leave, he stops you and he says, "Don't start anything inside the gates. They've got protection, if you know what I mean."
I think I know what you mean.
And he kind of, nods and starts harassing Lawrence about how expensive the food is.
Basil says,
I
let's,
can get much cheaper bloodworms elsewhere.
are we able to have any privacy inside of here? Like, can
Yeah, it's a big open
Out.
area. I mean, people
Yeah.
have been drinking all night. If anybody is nearby, they're probably passed out.
Okay. Basil Wilberforce says, I got a couple of ideas, but what do you guys think? Because he
You-
just said that
remember
they're
we
probably
did-
going to have backup from the city guard inside the city.
So we get them outside. Yeah, that's the problem. The church isn't good with this. The church isn't good with the city. So yeah, if we get a tussle inside, not only are we going to have to deal with the guards, but we're going to have problems with the. Basically, everyone else once the church gets its back up.
Is there any
So,
way we can get horses this late at night?
I mean,
Yeah.
you could probably get a cart with a horse. I'm sure Igor would loan you his. Wait
Oh,
a second. You
boy.
have a cart with a horse. You have an extra cart with a horse. It's probably at the inn. Remember, because you ended up with an extra one.
The bandits.
Yep.
Okay.
I was thinking if we put everybody on a horse, one of us could stay behind and spy on them and keep an eyeball on them, and the others could get out a few miles ahead and set up an ambush.
Yeah. Even once they ditch the guards, 8 people is no joke. I don't want to leave anybody behind here. Plus, you're talking about coming up from behind.
Yeah, Basil Wilberforce would be a good one to try to follow them and not be seen.
That's the point. And then Karn and Basil Bessex can go ahead and set up.
And if we prearrange a signal, then Basil Wilberforce can try to get in a position where he could launch some arrows or try to sneak up behind somebody or something. Back attack.
Right. Of course, the signal is probably going to be shit's going down, but whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, that'll work. And the way I'm going to spin it to Karn is, the guards are innocent. They've just been misled. If we do this outside of town, at least some of the innocents will be out of the line of fire.
And of course, if Basil Wilberforce can glean any information spying on them before they leave, then he can try to do that too.
Yeah.
Is the abbot, the priest, the 80-year-old man, is he with us?
Oh yeah. He's he grabs a Keys ale. It's down.
So what's your name again?
Ari.
Ori?
Ari.
So Ari, where's this place they're taking him? How far south is it?
I don't know. I don't know how
If you
4
had
or
a-
6 miles. I'm not sure.
Okay.
It's near a place called the Stinking Mausoleum.
Their names these places around here.
Directly south? It's not along the main is it
Yeah,
along the road?
No, it is not along the main road. It's in the Dolmenwood.
Hours of travel away, or is this days of travel away?
They should be able to reach it if they leave by night. Probably by at high noon.
So less than a day's travel. Okay, so we got to set up before then. Besides which, Orion points out that one of his best tricks uses undergrowth once we can get outside. So it's a good idea to pick some place where the road is overgrown, or at least there's stuff growing near the road. How much does Ari know about the road south?
Well, he says that they're just farms and you just head into the wood. There's really no known path.
Oh, okay.
Are they going by horse, cart, donkey, foot?
Oh, they probably will go by some sort of cart. Your
I was
friend
gonna say,
obviously
that's
can't
true.
travel by horse.
Carrying around an unconscious guy, got to be some sort of cart.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
What can you tell us about the Aphastic Sanctuary? What kind of people live there? What kind of things?
Some kind of strange sect that we're not sure. They're just rumors that they carry out experiments, or we've been told that they're wizards or clerics, or They dispose
Yeah.
of, handle things that the church can't deal with. It's just rumors that
Yeah.
we've heard through our classes. Not much is written about them.
Somebody wants to experiment on nascent clones. Yep, not gonna happen. Not while we're on watch.
Are they do they worship the one true God?
I'm not sure. I would guess if they deal with the church, but I could be wrong. I've been wrong with a great many things recently, but
Okay. Well, okay. We got the general plan. Most people can think of additions to the plan. It's basically, ambush them outside, which means we need to get in front of them while Basil Wilberforce is tracking them from the rear.
Maybe he knows a place, Ari knows a place along the way that we might decide is a good place to ambush on this trail.
probably somewhere in the Dolmenwood. The farms will be too much in the open.
Yeah, and I want an overgrown area anyway. Because again, one of my best spells is that lock them down. Is that thing that allows me to lock them down as long with vines or whatever.
I am not one to bargain, obviously. This information that I've provided, I hope I can help you. I did hear there was a rumor that you were headed to the well.
That is correct.
I wish to go with you.
You think the well can throw off? You think this is an affliction, and the well can throw off the affliction? Well, I look around and eyeball everybody else. It's like, we good? We good? I mean, I see no problems with that, but I'm not the captain of this crew.
Do we have a
Basil wants he's gonna like just study Ari for a minute here, like whether he's being fully honest, like if it seems like he's hiding something. It's like the equivalent of like an insight check or something.
Right. So you're trying to determine if he's keeping information from you, if he's setting you up, if he's what?
Yeah, like he has to come to the well, and like it would be obvious, that he's doing it because he got magically aged and he wants to
Correct. Yes.
do that. But like Basil, before just saying yeah, sure, and assuming that's the case, he wants to see if he's like hiding any ulterior motives, or if seems like he's just kind of relying on that condition to continue to join us.
You would guess that obviously you're going to the well, and you would be right to assume, would be a correct assumption, that maybe the fact that he was a young aspiring priest about, I don't know, 24 hours ago, and now he's an 80-year-old man, that probably the well is his only chance to maybe get some of those years back.
Yeah, but he could have, for all Basil knows, he could have voluntarily taken that, so he could have gotten to the well in order to execute a grander plan.
Right. Now, yeah, I mean, and there's no way he can probably get to that well in his condition.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if they know we're headed there anyway, they can ambush us where the hell they want. They don't need an old man to tell them where where to catch up with us, because there's probably a limited number of ways to get to the well. So, but that's Orion's thinking.
I'm fine with you coming along.
He looks very relieved.
And Orion looks over at him and says, "Did they not tell you were going to be a sacrifice when they asked you to use that staff?"
Well, I knew there would be consequences. I fully accept those, but they offered no solutions to my condition. I would spend the rest of my years in the library at the 100 Martyrs doing research, whatever I have left.
Well, for us, they didn't exactly tell us the staff would attract every undead in miles. We survived, but it was one or two bad instances away from having some serious problems. All righty. Since we don't know the exact, you said there's no roads that direction. They sort of have to go overland. So we don't know the exact route they're taking, so we can't plot and lay a trap like we did for the undead. I mean, even
Yeah,
if we
so
laid a trap,
basically, they've got to go overland for like 4 or 5 miles. Just think flat and some rolling hills, farmland. So there's
Okay.
really, he says basically, there's really no place you could. I mean, you might be able to find a spot where you might be able to hide if it was 1 or 2 of you, but a bunch of you would be very difficult. He says once they
right?
get
We
into the
need to get 'em
Dolmenwood,
before.
there's a path that they'll have to take. And they'll be a lot more restricted in that sense, and you might be able to hide in the wood there.
So you
Okay.
know where that path in the Dolmenwood would start.
I do have some idea. Yes.
So if we leave now and we get in, we can tell Basil Wilberforce that a quarter mile into the Dolmenwood, that's where the trap's going to be.
Well, we don't know the best place to ambush inside there. So, but yeah, somewhere just just inside the Dolmenwood, and the signal is always shit going down. It ought, even in wood, ought to be noise. Yeah, more like our chat. It's more like battle cry.
Well, there's 3, 4 of us and 8 of them.
Yeah, well, Orion figures he could probably lock some of them down with the issue with the brush.
Orion, you might be able to incapacitate one with your abilities,
Right.
and I could potentially
One?
incapacitate or 2. He actually doesn't know how many you could like knock out.
I'm not fighting fair. Lock as many of them as you can down and stick them full of arrows at range.
Now, Wilberforce has got a bag full of goodies of herbs, secret herbs and spices.
That's right.
I wonder if any of those might help us with them.
Let's see.
How would you dose them?
Well, for them or for us. So, I mean, I've got a couple that might be helpful. There's a psychedelic that grants an oracular vision. One that alleviates the effects of a forced march. One that sees invisible, see in utter blackness. Of course, we're going to be doing that in the daytime.
Is it though? If they're leaving at 4 a.m.,
Basil might need to eat that to follow them unless they're using torches or something. He's going to have that one handy because if they don't use torches or something, he may need that to be able to follow them. Also has another idea in mind of trying to steal a horse. He's got 3 more doses of a potion of ESP. He may lurk around them inside the gate and see if he can read some minds and get any ideas.
wow, quite the trick. Quite the bag of tricks there. Now you're making me think about what things Orion can do. That's very, very tricky, very tricky. Let's see. Oh, that's right. Been plenty of time. If shit goes bad, I can always bird out on them.
Bird is the word. You haven't gone bird in a while, have you?
No, haven't had to. Let me read my.
You did the bird with the bandits.
Oh, I did the bird with the bandits. I don't remember rolling though. What is it? D6 days I'm down.
I think I remember you rolling.
Yeah, let me check. See if I wrote it down.
Karn will be using his silver statue to get 2 extra AC.
What I do not see is a roll to see how long it has been.
Okay.
3. Has it been 3 days or not? Don't think it has been, has it?
Bandit camp, 19th day of Simswald. So today's what, the 22nd?
Yes.
Yeah, so I would say technically when you meet up with them, you will be able to use it again.
Now let's see. I always bitch about spell selection, but I will see what I can come up with.
Using magic items. As spellcasters, bards can use magic scrolls of spells on their spell list. They may also use any items that only druids can use. But tell me something. Is that arcane that you can?
I use the druidic spell list.
So if Basil Wilberforce has a scroll of hold person, can you learn the spell hold person from the scroll?
That's a GM decision. That is a wizard spell. It is also a cleric spell. It is not a druid spell.
Okay.
Yeah, so technically you wouldn't be able to learn it, but you can cast it.
But he could use the the scroll to cast it?
Yeah, anybody can use a scroll. Check my rules again, but it
Oh,
would be a
anybody-
lot easier. It'd be a lot easier for Orion to cast the spell than you. Anybody can use a scroll.
Okay, I was thinking maybe Orion might be able to learn the spell at least from the scroll. But would it work better if he used the scroll, or it'd be the same as me using the scroll?
Entangle does something similar, and it's a much larger area. Once shit goes down, we are not going to have time to play around. So,
Yeah.
I'd rather use Entangle.
Well, I was thinking once you
two.
used Entangle, if we still have issues, a backup might be the whole person.
Yeah.
Somebody
And
makes a saving throw and
level-
they're kicking somebody's ass, cast whole person on.
One of my second level spells is Cure Light Wounds. So, and none of the rest of them are that great. I mean, if there was one nasty opponent, Heat Metal would be the go-to because it will fucking drop somebody in armor. But I think it's better for me to let's go with Cure Light. Actually, that's right. I have the Ring of Spell Storing. So the question is whether I want to do one Cure Light or two.
Entangle, Fairy Fire, Heat Metal, and Cure Light Wounds there you go. That's a good loadout. 2 Entangle.
Yep.
Yeah, that may be the game changer right there.
Because we've got Karn for backup for healing people. But if we get a nasty bastard and they happen to have metal armor or weapons, Heat Metal will smack them down.
Yeah, if nothing else, it may disarm somebody.
Yeah. Yeah, and I looked at the rest of my items. None of them are really, I mean, situational is the nice way to put it. The cloak's always a good backup, and the dentures are hanging out with John Tor right now. So,
So we can't use those. Okay.
yeah, the dentures are Orion gave John Tor the dentures since John Tor was bitching about, I've only got my sleep spell. So Orion basically handed over the dentures and said, at worst, you've got a control water. At best, maybe you can figure it out. And presumably, control water is probably not going to be something great right now anyway, since it's not a water route we're talking about. But there you go.
Well, I think Basil's going to make sure that he's got the moon hall that lets him see in utter blackness. It's a plant. Can he just eat that, or does he have to brew it up ahead of time or something?
Yeah, that is a question. When are we actually likely to meet these guys? Is it winter? Is it going to be a long night and we'll probably meet them in darkness? Or is this more summer and
It's springtime.
it's spring? So what? Sun-up's going to be what? 7-ish?
Yeah, around there.
So chances are it's several miles out of town. It'll be right at dawn, but if we're in the woods, it's going to be pretty damn dark.
All right, so Moonhaw, 1 turn after chewing a handful of the berries, the character gains the ability to see normally in 10 feet in utter blackness. It lasts 3 turns.
He's going to keep that handy, but yeah, just in case he does need that. But he's got a couple of other ideas for what he wants to do. As soon as he knows that we're supposed to be attacking somewhere inside the Dolmenwood, he tells you guys he's going to go ahead. He's going to try to find a horse if he can. And then he's going to let you know he plans on actually leaving before they do out the gate after he does some things. And then try to, just hide somewhere, let them pass by, and then fall in behind them. Like maybe go right ahead to a farmhouse or something, lay low, let them pass by, and then follow them.
Okay. I mean, well, Ryan sort of shrugs. I mean, you're the expert, or supposed expert, so sit close enough that when shit goes down, you can run in fairly quickly, or get close enough to send arrows around fairly quickly.
He says, if you see a flaming arrow in the sky, I'll shoot a flaming arrow if they've done something like change course and hopefully we
Okay.
might see it.
Sounds good to me.
If you see a flaming arrow, come in that direction because they're doing
Okay.
something unexpected and you're not going to meet up with them or whatever.
Okay, sounds good to me. And other than that, we'll plan on finding a decent place on the road just inside the Dolmenwood and ambushing them there.
With that, Basil Wilberforce leads, and he's trying to figure out a way to steal or buy a horse or rent a horse, anything.
Right, and we'll take the cart.
Okay.
But, I mean, we're helping him, but we don't fully trust him. Old man is going to come with us. He can stay back in the cart when shit goes down, but I don't fully trust him yet. So he's going to need to stick with us for right now.
And Karn's got a horse, so somebody can
Right.
ride the horse that draws the cart, and a couple of people can ride in it, probably.
Right. Yeah, we can have transportation covered.
Yeah, and then if Basil can find a horse, then or even a pony if he has to, but
Yeah, I think you can find a horse. That's
Find
fine.
an unattached horse. There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, you got enough skill, you can do that. And are you gonna head out the silent gate?
should we try to see if we can find a couple of erstwhile tough guys to go along with us? Okay.
Well, you do you, but it's going to be hard to trust anybody from around here because
Okay.
we're leaving eventually. They aren't, and they might not want to piss off the church and the guard all at once.
Right. Understood. What does he do? Is he able to like find a stable and buy a horse, or is he gonna have to try to steal one and get away?
I would say at Basil Wilberforce, he probably has to swipe one that looks unattended.
Yeah, he's gonna try to find an unattended horse.
Yes, you can do that.
Unattended. There's a nice word.
Yeah.
It's a lost and found horse. I found him.
You look very lost.
It was behind this pen. It just seemed like it was sad. I wanted to let it run free.
Does this old man know if we can come and go through the gates when it's at nighttime? Will they let us out, or are the gates kept closed all night?
No, the guards will open it up. So are you gonna head down to the silent gate?
Basil is, but he wants to stop a little ways away and try to tie off the horse and try to sneak up to the gate if he can. And when he starts getting closer, he's going to need to be within a certain range here. Probably. He's going to need to be within 60 feet when he takes a dose of his ESP.
Okay, very good.
But he's trying to, be stealthy about it and not let them see him while he tunes in. He's got to spend a turn to focus in their direction, and then the thoughts of all the creatures within range in that direction can be perceived. Now, if there's multiple of them, then their thoughts can get confusing, but he can start sorting out creatures' thoughts one at a time. And so he'll be trying to, hone in on what looks like a leader and try to see what they're thinking about and maybe pick up what some of the others are thinking about. Are they scared? Are they loyal? Are they thinking about the fact that Zophan's actually the thing that they're carrying right now?
All right. So you make your way down you acquire a horse,
Okay.
tie it up, and begin to make your way down to the silent gate.
Mm-hmm.
Before you arrive, you spot there are 7 soldiers of the city watch there. They wear black plate mail with unicorn emblazoned tabards. They're just kind of like all hanging around there. And there is there is a cart nearby the silent gate that's kind of it's enclosed. It's got like a cover, and it's not very high. I mean, it's high off the ground, but it's not like an open cart. Like there's a top to it, like you'd put something in it. And there's a group of, you would guess, mercenaries kind of like moving around nearby. And on either side of the gate is flanked a statue of an angel with the finger raised to their lips like this.
Because it's the silent gate.
Correct. And the cart looks like it has 2 horses that are going to move the cart. And there are 3 other horses there as well. You're going to take your ESP potion.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna take the ESP and tune in on them.
So it does pick up
tune in on the
everybody's
leader.
thoughts within a certain area or certain people you focus on.
You got to spend more time if there's a bunch of people in one area, it says their thoughts mingle into a confusing jumble. So then you got to spend another turn to sort out one of the creature's thoughts.
Okay.
So it'd probably take a few turns. Yeah, I got to focus in that direction for a turn. It says it lasts 12 turns. And then all the creatures in that area can be perceived. And then I can spend a turn sorting out each individual one. So I'd start with ones that look like leaders.
Okay.
Rock 2 feet thick or a thin layer of lead block it. And even if I don't share the language, I can still understand the meaning of all thoughts.
Okay. And you said a turn.
It
So
says
turn
12
is-
turns. That's
Yeah.
10
So
minutes.
that's, yeah, that
Yeah.
12 turns is 2 hours.
Yeah. That's why I wanted to get down here ahead of everybody, because this was going to take time.
So out of these 8, there is one, I would say you'd be able to probably spot the leader wearing leather armor.
Okay.
Looks to be a female, kind of gangly type, but they seem to be going up to her and asking her questions and stuff. And she's going around and checking the cart. So, if you were to read her thoughts, she's basically checking, she says, she talks to like this Demarius, and she's like, man, I hope, well, I guess you'd be reading her inner thoughts, and she speaks to what looks like a halfling, and she's like, well, I'm pretty confident that they're pretty good. They should be able to handle this car. They shouldn't. And then she talks to somebody who's like missing a leg, and she's like, well, probably need to replace her at some point. I don't know how much longer she's going to be able to be in this crew. It's she's like, you can never trust assassins.
The one that's missing a leg, she thinks of as an assassin.
Yeah, she says you never, she's thinking to herself, you can never trust assassins.
Right.
And then she goes by the 2 that are nearby on horses. That have horses, and she talks to them, and she's like, man, well, these, I hope these 2 paladins are worth it.
Great.
There's your heat armor.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
And then she talks to a person in like leather armor. They kind of like, they're standing next to the cart, and she says, boy, she could really use a glass eye. That whole eye socket thing looks weird.
Wow. Weird crew. Sounds like somebody has some bad rolls on that critical table. Never mind.
And she's kind of going through the thing in her mind, like, okay, so we're gonna go across the farms, we're gonna enter the Dolmenwood, we're gonna take the pass, and she's like, make sure, we should follow the stench, but we can't get too close to the stinking mausoleum. She says, I can't get too close because there's the rumors of that creature that lived nearby. So I definitely don't want to trigger that thing.
Oh,
I don't want to get too
great.
close to I don't want to get too close to the crypts, but there
Right
should be
into
some
something
marks.
like
There
that.
should be some marks on the trees that we should be able to find the Aphastic sanctuary.
But she thought about crossing a pass.
She's kind of going through her head. She's like, I got to follow the stench.
Yeah.
But I can't get too close because I'll get too close to the stinking mausoleum. And I don't want to, she's like, I know I've heard the rumors of that creature. I don't want to trigger that creature.
I thought you had mentioned something before that about her saying, I got to take the Dolmenwood and go through a pass or something.
No, she says there's some markings on trees she's got to make sure
Okay.
she remembers to look for.
Okay.
That should lead them to where they need to go.
Not the assassin, but a couple of the others, not the paladins either. They won't be scared. I've got too much, he knows Karn too well. But he starts honing in on a couple of the others once he thinks he's got everything he can get out of her. And he's looking to see if anybody's seeming like they're scared. Like if he zooms back out sort of and hears the jumble of thoughts and focuses on somebody who might be sounding scared.
No.
There's nobody seems to be afeared of anything.
No, nobody's really scared. You get more thoughts of like, this must be a big deal if we're doing this right now.
Yeah.
A couple, you might pick up like, they're wondering why we're not getting protection all the way to the Dolmenwood. And they're like, that's kind of ridiculous. We're doing their work for them, but I guess that's why we're here. And then another one is you hear something about whatever it is they have encased in this cart. If that thing, I hope that thing doesn't come out of there and come after us. But
Zophan might be a thing at this point, and we're putting our lives on the line to save a globe.
Yeah, well.
I just don't. I got a real funny feeling as soon as they wouldn't let us see them. You know what I mean? Like they're trying to hide something here, because why wouldn't they let them see him after Karn had spent a couple of days praying over him? Something is definitely fishy here. And if anybody
I don't know.
in Zophan, it should be us.
I don't know. We just do what we can do, the best we do with what we know.
Yeah. Are the paladins easy to spot as paladins? Are they like, got their symbols on their shield and in plate armor or anything?
Well, you realize they both have horses.
Mhm.
There is one that has a horse, but they don't seem to be a paladin. But the one is in plate mail, the other one is in leather armor. And one of the paladins is very tall. He's like 6'8".
Is that the one wearing the plate or the leather?
The one wearing the plate.
Yeah, he might be a match for Karn too.
We'll see. If I can get heat metal on him, he's not going to be a match for anybody.
I have some thoughts for Karn trying to parlay with other paladins, but that'll depend on how everything goes. We could always stand him out in the middle of the road, blocking the path with everybody else hidden, and go, I'm here to give you a chance to surrender. Him versus 8.
That would be in character.
Yes.
Yeah, that you are right. And everybody is human except for one halfling.
Okay. So nobody's scared. We've got at least one assassin, a couple of paladins, a halfling. Are any of them not wearing any armor at all?
Yes, one is unarmored.
How are they dressed? And I'm going to zoom in on their thoughts.
Mage would be bad.
So she kind of gets, you see her as a female, she gets kind of close to, like, there's a light, and she kind of like she's got like some robes, and she takes like a rag or something, wipes her it's like sweat off her head, because it's a little bit warm, and probably from the heat too, from the lamps. And you see she's got tattoos all over her forehead, and she's carrying a sword.
What is she thinking about?
Let's see.
It might be a monk. Do we have monks in LFC?
Not technically, there's no technical monk class, though. She's like, man, it's like, hopefully I don't have to wield this sword at anybody. Hopefully this job gets done and I can get back to, we can get back to Pregwart. I wouldn't mind going to the Oath and the Oast and having some drinks. Those lucky bastards, I'm sure they're having a great time right now.
All right. Hopefully that means there's no casters in there. So he'll go back and get his new horse.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's still there. Nobody else is
Nobody else acquired it. Hey, I need this. Look, somebody just left this here.
He's got 3 amethyst gems that are worth 90 gold each. And he's gonna put he's got a large sack that he carries that's empty for times like this. And he's gonna put, some of the stuff he doesn't need on the horse, like the bedroll and the blanket and his tinder box. And he's gonna keep his flasks of oil really handy in his little pouch, like with one in the pouch that's got his caltrops in it.
Okay.
Hang the backpack off the saddle on the side, stuff like that. But he's gonna have the 3 amethyst gems and 3 of the other gems that are worth 50 each, sort of at hand as he heads up to the silent gate.
Okay. You're just gonna go up to the silent gate and go through?
Well, when I get up there and I see everybody there, I'll see, I see I'm not the only one that's heading out tonight.
A couple of the guards come up to you and said, you leaving?
Yeah, I was getting ready to leave. I was trying to find somebody to go with me first. I gave up because I've got what is something that would be in that direction? I don't know. I'd have to look at the map of the area.
There's just like due south. There's like a bunch of farms.
I've got some business with a farmer due south of here, and he wants to see me at first light. So I got to leave out here in the dark. I don't suppose anybody would like to make a little money and ride with me, would they?
Oh, you bastard. I see what you're trying to pull.
So that gangly woman in her leather armor comes up to you and says, "Oh, sorry, friend, can't help you. You should be fine. The farms are fairly safe at night."
Oh, the pay's good though.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
And I look past her to any of the others, or even at the ones, the town guards. They're mighty fine gems to come along with me.
That's not suspicious at all.
Somebody to
No.
talk to, and yeah, well, his charisma's low too, right? So things he tries to pull off, they don't always work so well, right?
Well, I'll tell you, careful flashing that kind of stuff around on the road. Somebody might try to steal from you.
But you just said it was safe. See, I need somebody to go along with me. Maybe I could ride with you.
That's okay. We're full up.
And I look around her, and everybody there is just ignoring the fact somebody's flashing some gems and offering to pay.
I mean, so that lasts for like 2 hours, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You kind of you're getting different. So for the woman who's like staring you down, she's like, man, this is the second time tonight. I already had some inquiries about somebody trying to get with our group. I don't know what the deal is with these people. And the one missing the leg is like, yeah, come on along. Sure, we could probably thinking to herself, yeah, come along. We could probably get that. I'll take all that shit from you.
Hey, a woman after your own heart.
Yep. My heart skips a beat. Basil may be in love. Oh, very well, very well. Well, then I guess I'll have to go out here alone by myself. And I look at the guard and go, I guess let me out. Because she didn't say that out loud. That's what she was thinking, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And here's the funny thing about this, right? So randomly rolled adventuring party, randomly rolled, like missing a leg was the random roll she got. So
Okay.
I looked down, I was like, I wonder what her charisma is. 7.
Nice.
Yeah, the guards, they unlock the gate, let you out, and you head out.
As soon as
presumably.
the gate closes, and is there anybody who's keeping a lookout?
Yeah, there's a couple guards that are like, there's a ladder that you can get like up on top and watch out. Yeah, they're
Are
looking
they
down.
actually paying any attention?
Yeah.
As soon as I get out of light along the path, but as soon as I get out of the light, I spread my caltrops around on the ground.
Okay.
And I mean, if one of them pulls up with a limp, then hey, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Note to self: buy more caltrops.
In some other town.
All right.
Bag of need more caltrops. And then I just mosey on down. I'll try not to go more than a mile and try to hide somewhere, try to find somewhere to hide.
Yeah, you can find, a barn or a group of plop of trees that you can hide behind.
And yes, I was hoping I could hire one or two of her crew away from her, lead them somewhere else and go, okay, here, guard this. And I'll be back tomorrow with another 20 gold bonus for each of you. Make sure this stays safe.
That would have been a trick, but
yeah, Basil's not good at pulling that stuff off. Charisma of 8.
money has its own charisma. If it had worked, it'd have been a hell of a trick, let me tell you.
All right, so the rest of you guys gonna head out then?
Yes.
Fortunately, due to the timing issue, we probably got to head out of that gate because I mean, unless you tell us differently, it would take too long to go around the town. But I mean, if you tell us differently, that's fine.
I mean, yeah, you could go around like out the east gate and go around.
Yeah, I don't want to be seen by these guys if we can help it, but if it can't be helped, well, we're on a time crunch.
All right, so it is the middle of the night. The wind begins to blow as you are moving your cart out, and the rains come, and it begins to rain.
Of course.
The weather here, it's always raining. It was like, oh, it's a nice day, except for the time that you want to do something. It's just going to start raining.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to try to make sure I keep the gate in view so I can tell when they leave. If I can tell when they leave in the rain, that might be tough.
All right, so you guys gonna travel, use your cart most of the morning and through the farm area and make your way to the Dolmenwood. Ari says, make sure you're on alert. Like he seems pretty relaxed, but he's like a little bit nervous as you begin to enter the woods.
Oh, why is Mr. Nerves acting? Why is his nerves acting up?
This is near the Dolmenwood generally is not a place you want to wander about, and the stinking mausoleum is not a place you want to go to. And as soon as you kind of like make your first 5, 10, 20 feet inside the wood, you can smell some kind of stench of carrion. It's really, I mean, it's raining, the rain is hitting, you can hear the rain and you can smell it in the air. It's not strong, but just enough. Every once in a while you get a whiff of it.
Right. Okay. So back to practicalities. We want someplace, pretty much fully inside the wood, around a curve, a bend, whatever, around a tree. We can step into the woods at least a little bit to set up. I say expecting trouble, but whatever. Someplace to ambush. Not that that's our specialty, but who knows?
Okay.
Karn will ask the old man, yes, I understand that you've suffered some setbacks recently, but are you of any use in a conflict at all?
Of course. I should be able to help.
What are you capable of? Or should we just keep you away from the fight?
I should be able to offer a prayer for you.
So keep you away from the fight.
I mean,
If necessary.
Orion's going to want a little clarification. Offer a prayer could be, bless you, my son, or offer a prayer could be really bless you, my son, and have real effect. So which is it?
Yeah, basically Karn's trying to find out if he's got any spells that are useful in a fight.
He can offer you the prayer of Saint Lilibeth, which is basically healing.
Okay, so so good. He's a backup healer.
You stay in the cart or somewhere nearby and hidden. And if you notice that we're all dead, hide until it's safe to come back here or wherever
You don't. You're not gonna help me if you're all dead.
Well, yeah.
Hopefully, if any of us get hurt, you can help us afterwards. Hopefully, none of us get hurt and they all end up dead.
So did Karn voice aloud his, challenge him on the road idea, or is he acting like he's going to do that?
Oh yeah, he's full on ready and willing to do that. Seems to me like it might be a good way to make the ambush, right?
It might be a good way to make them stop where we want them to stop.
Exactly.
Yes, but risky.
Well, yeah, but life is risk, and he's got heavenly reward to look forward to.
Ryan's looking for a more earthly reward, but okay. he realizes that Paladin's got a Paladin, and if Karn's going to be Karn, then we might as well just use it.
All right. So Basil Wilberforce.
Yes.
In the rain and darkness, you hear this entourage, this cart go by, and instantly notice that it is 2 horses and a cart with a horse behind it.
2 horses and a cart and a horse behind. Okay.
So there were 3 horses and 2 with the cart, and there seems to be less now.
This is not good.
Yeah, capacity for understatement there.
I'm going to hang back.
Then you remember that you put caltrops out.
Shit. I'm still going to hang back for a few minutes and make sure that nobody else is coming along.
Nobody else comes along.
I'm going to start to follow them.
Okay.
But I'm going to keep an eye behind me because, yeah, I put caltrops out and maybe they worked, but maybe they split up the party in case of ambushes ahead. They may be trying to be cagey. So,
all right, this is the 23rd day of Simswald, the day of Chime. Let's see, what time did I leave? Like 4. So yeah, the sun is coming up, but it's blocked by the clouds. It's raining. There's puddles. You see some of the people out in the fields coming out of their houses, doing what they can. Obviously, their movement is slow. So you guys are in the Dolmenwood, sitting in there waiting, and it's raining, and you can see the sun come up, kind of, sort of, through the clouds and through the trees and the rain. And finally, I would guess probably about 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning, this group makes their way into the woods. And before they go into the woods, so you guys are inside, but yeah, you would notice, Basil, as you're approaching, that the group has stopped. Like, they've stopped right outside the Dolmenwood.
I meander a little bit, either east or west, like I'm not quite going in the same direction that they're going, and try to keep an eye on them. But I'm trying to keep them from spotting me and noticing that I'm following them too, right?
Okay. Well, the good part is it's raining and the cover is crappy. You know, they
Yeah.
can't see because of the cover. They stop and then they start to proceed into the Dolmenwood. When they were coming in before, there 1, 2, 3, 4. There was like a bunch of them on top of the cart. 2 get out. So there's 3 people riding on the cart, 2 in the front, and then 2 other people get out and start getting on foot.
So there's how many of them now?
There's 8 total.
There's still 8, but they don't
There's
have
still
any
8,
horses.
yeah, but they were all riding on the cart except for the one who had his horse.
Okay, yeah.
So 2 of
Look
them
at a
got
couple
out.
horses. Yeah, okay.
And they begin to enter the Dolmenwood. Is Karn going to wait till he hears them? What?
I mean, if we've picked a spot that we think is ideal, he might, just sort of drag a log out of the woods and set it in the middle of the road and sit on it and wait.
Okay, so you hear
Or he can sit
through
on
the
it.
rain. Yeah, you can hear them coming through the rain, the cart moving, and
When
it
I
stops.
hear them, I get on my horse then and sit and wait for them on the horseback. That would be smarter to be mounted.
You
But
hear somebody yell, "Danger ahead!"
with Basil following him, can he hear that?
You heard them yeah, he heard them yell danger.
So he knows it's about to go down. He tries to get a little bit closer without getting too close or being spotted.
So there is a person on a horse that's turned the horse around, like looking the path where you're coming down. Like you can tell they're looking in your direction. Not saying they see you, but you realize they've turned their horse around.
Okay, I'm gonna stop. They've got a rear guard. We'll get off the
Okay.
horse and slide into the woods.
And coming down the path towards Karn, you see person in chainmail, kind of like skulking down the path, and then sees you and the horse and kind of stands up and he's like, "Oh, can we help you?
I don't know. Can you help me?
Are you a toll collector?"
No, I do not collect tolls. I am a follower of the Saint Cuthbert, paladin in his service. My name is Carnstone. What is yours?
Waverly.
Hail and well met, Waverly.
We have a cart. We are delivering goods. Gonna have to move that log out of the way. Well, not me, somebody else a lot stronger.
Ah, yes, you have others with you.
Yeah, it's not just me. We're just delivering some goods. We don't want any trouble.
I am no trouble to those who are doing the works of good. Are you doing good works?
Well, yeah.
What are these goods that you deliver?
They're just supplies for that we're taking. I mean, usually don't discuss what we deliver, not with strangers.
We're just having a friendly chat, aren't we? Have you heard the good word of Saint Cuthbert?
No, I haven't.
Oh, perhaps I should enlighten you. Here, would you like a brochure?
Yeah, sure. Would you help me move the log out of the way?
Can I see the cart and all the rest of them yet, or is it just...
No, they have not moved around. He is like ahead of them.
Perhaps you should get your friends to help you move the log. Looks like a
okay.
heavy log.
Yeah. So coming up the path is that enormous 6'8" guy in plate mail. He comes walking up.
Does he have anything on that shows that other than, is there anything that makes it obvious that he's a paladin, or does he have any holy symbols displayed?
Whatever, if he had a holy symbol on his shield, it looks like it was painted over.
My, you're a big one. You don't happen to follow the teachings of Cuthbert, do you?
No, is he one of the 100 saints or the one true God?
Yes.
Never heard of him.
Oh, well, let me enlighten you. Whose teachings do you follow?
Oh, God. I was going to annoy them into attacking him. Never mind.
Well, if he recognizes a paladin, he's going to try to appeal to his better nature first.
The philosophers. Why listen to wise men?
Perhaps you might listen to this man, although I may not be all that wise. I believe you are carrying a friend of mine.
What?
You have a cart and you've left the city, and I believe you are carrying a friend of mine and delivering him somewhere that you do not realize is for a nefarious purpose.
Look, I'm just delivering a cart, buddy. I don't know what you're
What's in
talking
the
about.
cart?
No, I don't ask questions. I just get paid to deliver things.
So you're a mercenary and not a follower of the one true God.
Yes, to both.
Oh, not a follower to the one. Well, then let me offer you this. This is your chance to surrender.
I am a follower of the one true God. And philosophers and wise men.
You do, or he does, or he does not follow the
He
one.
does.
Oh, okay. I thought you said he doesn't follow the one true God. If you follow the one true God, then perhaps you need to look in the cart. I think you'll find it's my friend in there. And what you're doing is not something that the one true God would look kindly on.
At this point, the gangly person in leather armor comes up the path. What is the holdup? What is going on out here? She says, Baxton, move the damn log out of the way. We've got things to do. Yes, boss. And he comes walking up and starts to pick up the log to move it.
You're probably not going to want to do that. You would probably do best to surrender.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the log is a lot heavier than it looks.
Nope.
What, is it trapped?
No, I do not plan on allowing you or your party to go any further until I ascertain that it is not my friend in that cart.
And then the woman comes up and she's like, what is your deal? What do you want? You want some gold?
I want
What do you
my
want?
friend that's in the cart that your party carries.
All right, how much money you got?
How much money do I have?
Yeah.
Are
Yeah,
you-
we're getting paid.
You'll
We're
tell
getting
me what's
paid.
in the cart?
I'll consider it, yeah.
Well, how much money would it take?
You know, you got 1,000 gold?
Do I have 1,000 gold? I don't have 1,000 gold. Let's see here. I've got 273 gold and 9 of those silver on me. I don't know if they have the same value here that they have in the other places. I've got 3 of the amethyst gems worth 90 gold each too. Are those silver coins, are they of the same value here as they were in the Ape Empire? Or are they
They would have no idea what those
Yeah.
things are worth.
okay? Well, no, actually, I do not have 1,000 gold. I was hoping, of course, to appeal to your better nature.
That is my better nature. I'm just here doing the job that I was contracted to do.
And I'm just here making sure that my friend doesn't die, and my friend is in your cart.
Well, just escort us to where you can just follow us where we're taking him, and then you can take it up with the people that are going to receive whatever we have in the cart.
Oh, he's not going there.
Karn being his eminently reasonable self as always.
So they think they're just dealing with Karn right now.
Correct.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Basil's kind of hanging off in the trees on the side and like kind of watching this go down, trying to stay hidden and discreet. And he does have back on the yaks. Basil had over 1,000 gold.
Yeah, but with us, I don't have it. Yeah. Like, I mean, between Karn and Basil, there's somewhere about 500 gold, and then there's a bunch of gems and stuff. But
Oh, the mercenaries actually offering to turncoat now? That doesn't make sense.
I mean, for money.
Ryan is staying hidden carefully, but he's just sitting here going, just waiting until it blows up. And is amazed that Karn has had over 5 exchanges with these guys without it blowing up so far.
I got a feeling it's about to. Karn's kind of stubborn, plain spoken. No, I'm not going to let you go there. Take that however you want.
She just kind of shakes her head.
Are you sure it was just her, not Peter too?
No. The woman who you saw that was like bald with the tattoos comes up the path and she's like, what do you want? What do you want?
I want my friend that's in the cart. You can go along peacefully if you leave him here.
But the gangly woman kind of looks at her and she's like, just get him to follow us, will you? And she begins to move her hands and cast a spell, and you can roll save versus spells.
All right. What is my save versus spells? She is a caster. My save versus spells is my worst one. It's a 12. Come on, big numbers.
Oh, great.
I got a 13.
Nice.
You feel a tinge, some sort of like magic flowing past you, almost with the thought of, I should probably just follow whatever they say, but that quickly passes. And she just kind of looks at it. She looks at the other lady. She's like, look, I tried. And she kind of turns around and starts walking away.
The followers of Cuthbert are stronger of mind than that. I do not suggest you try something like that again. I'm going to require you to allow me to take my friend from the cart. and then you can leave safe and sound with whatever coin that you have already garnered. I will even give you 200 gold of my own, and none of you have to die today.
Wow.
She's like, I knew I should have never taken this job. I had a bad feeling about this. The moment I took it, it was a bad idea.
That was Cuthbert whispering to you.
Oh, it was.
Yes, that was Cuthbert warning you of the poor decisions that you're making in your life, trying to lead you to the. God, it's such a lot of bullshit. Trying to lead you to the faith of the one true God. Come, kneel and pray with me to Cuthbert.
No, we'll pass on that. I really don't want to do that.
The log-
200 is not worth it, because then I'll never end up working in Castle Brackenwold again, and half of the Dolmenwood, once it gets around that we didn't get done what we needed to get done, we'll end up in friggin' Fort Vulgar, dock workers.
Friends there, you could make a good living.
Oh boy.
Or perhaps you can join up with us. It won't be 1,000 gold today, but the Thunderous Fury, it does pay pretty well most of the time.
Us.
Yeah.
So it's more than just you out here.
Well, I only see me right now, but yes, I have friends. Have you heard of the Thunderous Fury?
No, I have not heard of the Thunderous Fury.
You don't get around much, do you? You haven't heard of Cuthbert? You haven't heard of the Thunderous Fury? Does the name
Right,
Stone mean
right.
nothing to you at all? You stand
I mean-
here on the very edge of meeting Cuthbert yourself. He's trying. He's trying not to kill them all.
Basil's just seeing this kind of unfold, and he slips his iron knuckles on, and he's basically waiting for someone to make a hostile move, and then he's gonna leap into action.
Basil Wilberforce is waiting for the guy who's watching behind him to turn his back on him, and then he's going to try a back attack. Can you do back attack with the bow? You can do back attack with the bow, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, question here. How many people are actually up talking to Karn at this point? Because I hear at least 3. There's the lady who tried to cast a spell on him. There's the leader. There's the big paladin-ass guy. But has the cart moved up yet? And are the other people around the cart, or what?
No, the person who cast the spell walked away. The leader, who is the bony, lanky woman, is the one talking to Karn. The paladin, the big hulky paladin, is up there. That's 2. And the other guy who was about to get a pamphlet from Karn, but Karn took it away, and then he's like, "Where'd it go?" The first person you talked to.
Oh,
So
no,
there's
I would have
3.
handed him the pamphlet. If
Oh, great. Yeah, he took it. Yeah, he's trying to look at it.
So there's the leader, there's the forward scout, let's call him what he is.
Right.
There's 3 of them there, nice little cluster. I'm cranking up the cast and tangle on them. With just 2 or 1, it might not be worth it, but with 3 of them sitting there, presumably clustered, I'm cranking up the cast and tangle on them. But, waiting until Karn actually
Okay.
finally pisses people off well enough, because, he's good at that.
I'm just surprised they haven't tried anything other than a spell cast on him so far.
I'm surprised you didn't go after the spellcaster. That's a hostile act.
That is a very hostile act. But it didn't work, and he figures just slugging it off is kind of intimidating. Just going, see, I'm too much for you. It's kind of bold, because if I'd rolled if I'd rolled a 10 or something,
Yeah, it
That
would
was
have been
charm.
very, very different at that point.
I bet that was a charm spell.
Yeah, effectively, yeah.
So Karn wouldn't be attacking them, but he wouldn't attack his friends, but it would take him out of the fight, and that would really suck.
Well, they're just, get you to move out of the way, right?
Yeah, he definitely wants her thinking about her mortality.
Okay.
Of course, he's trying to save her soul. You don't have to take this path.
So as you're having this discussion in the rain, in this path, in the Dolmenwood, Karn, you would sense this first, and the other 3 would sense this overwhelming stench just kind of wafts through the air, and some sort of humanoid agglomeration, I guess that's a word, it looks like a bunch of corpses that have been mashed together, comes out of the trees and the brush, and reaches out claws at the the guy you were talking to, you gave the pamphlet to, and nails him, and then hits him again, then tries to like, you see this big maw try to like plomp down on him, and we can roll initiative.
Who's got the good bonus? Basil and Karn have +1.
Also +1. So anybody really.
4.
Oh boy, 7.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, you're first.
Yahtzee dice are great for 6s. Is that cheating? I don't know. Anyway, Karn attempts to turn this creature.
Turn undead.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he's turning the undead. Let's see here. I got to roll a d20, right? I can't. Do I need to bother? I can't turn anything above 4th level. Well, I guess that would be giving it away, right? So,
Four hit dice.
oh, I got to roll a 2d6, right? It's been a while since I've done a turn. All right, so I got a 4 and a 2, 6,
Paladin. Your level what?
5.
It seems to have no effect.
Right.
How big is this creature?
It's like 20 feet tall.
Holy shit!
It came up to the group that was talking.
Yeah, and did it do anything, or it just kind of
It
came?
tried to attack one of the guys from the other group. It actually looked like it hit him with like a claw or something, but the other 2 attacks barely missed him.
Okay, so yeah, Basil will go up and attempt to punch this creature with.
Okay, so you come running out of the rainwater.
Yep, yeah, he's like coming out of the bushes. He's just like he's just wet and soaked.
All right. It isn't. So as soon as you get close to this creature, you smell that stench, and it's a -2 to attack.
Hopefully I roll well. Well, I don't think I'm gonna roll that well. That's a 10.
All right.
Probably a miss.
Yes.
And yeah, that's all he can do. Although if possible, he's probably gonna go to the other side of the cart if he can get away from it. Just to put something between it and this himself put something between himself and this creature.
Yeah, you can run up, try to hit it, and then use the rest of your movement to back up.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right.
Great. Nothing like a local monster to completely foobar all our plans of fighting with the other people. But yeah, this thing is not going to respect our philosophical differences with everybody else. So, first things first, my thinking is Basil Wilberforce might not realize if he hears sound up front, he might try to attack the people from the back. So the first thing I'm going to do is step out and scream as loudly as I can, "Monster!" And then, still reserving my spells for the other guys, I'm going to whirl up my sling and try to bing this thing.
Okay.
Let's see, am I enough level to get +2 and +1 for deck? Does a 16 hit?
Yep.
Oh,
All righty,
of course, being
Yes.
large, it's easier to hit them, right?
Right.
3 damage.
All right. Karn. That was everybody. Okay. Miss. As the guy who he had attacked grabs a warhammer and tries to like swing this thing and hit it and just completely misses it. The one in the leather armor, who seems to be the leader, turns. We need to get out of here. And the paladin will attack it with a miss as well. So Karn, it's got 4. It's got potentially 3 targets because Basil Bessex moved away. 1. So it goes after that paladin. Okay, first attack. A 17, yeah, that's going to be a hit. So that's 9 damage. That misses. 9 damage. Remember that, 9 damage. 9 plus 7, 15 total.
Oh,
So he's got his shield up, and this thing just kind of like claw, wham. And the next claw bounces off the shield, then its maw opens up like this mass of like corpses or whatever, just kind of, you can hear it, and just kind of like chomps down on him, and then just hits him and pulls back, and you can see that there's like blood and slime and like maggots crawling all over him.
great.
It's a good episode title.
Maggots crawling all over him.
Blood, slime, and maggots.
Blood, slime. Yeah, all right. It is the next round. I rolled a 3.
I can roll. That's a 7.
Wow.
What's her name seems like she wants to get out of Dodge. I don't like that idea because A, meat shields, and B, we want our friend's corpse. So I am going to break off and head around the curve or wherever that they came from. Can I see the cart in a normal move or not?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. So how many people are like on the ground around walking? I mean, not laying down, but how many people are in the cart as opposed to riding in the car?
There's one person in a horse behind the cart. There's the
Okay.
cart driver, and there is two other people on the cart. The one that tried to cast the spell has not gotten in the cart yet.
Okay. Okay. Well, obviously I'm not their leader, but I can try to do this anyway. Monster, attack, attack, attack. And just yell at them and point them in that direction. And I will do what I say by whirling up another sling bullet and trying to bounce it off the damn monster. I'm sure that will be a miss. Oh, this is gone pear-shaped. Oh, well.
Oh no, this
Who's it?
might work out for us.
All right.
I scream at the other paladin that fighting the undead calls for a momentary truce, I suppose. And I take my horse. Now I got a movement of 40. So I'm
Okay.
gonna move 20 away from this whirl and charge 20 back at this thing. So my normal AC, it says plate mail, it was 16 with the shield is 17. I got +2 because of her, it's 19. But because I'm charging for the rest of this round, it'll be an 18. You get -1 to your attacks. I mean to your AC. But I get +2 to attack this round. Karn has a +1 already with his strength. So that is an 11 that I rolled plus 2, 3, 14 with the charge.
14 to hit.
Yeah.
You get a -2 because of the smell.
Oh, that's right. So 11.
12.
12.
Yeah, that just misses. So yeah, you charge into it and kind of like, it's hard to tell where it begins and the other part of the path, the side of where all the bushes and trees begin, and you kind of like smash through there. And it's also raining, but when you get really close to this thing, it's like it's got some vines and crap on it, but it's mostly like corpses. It's all smashed together. Basil Bessex.
He's gonna try to punch it again and
Yeah.
take -2.
And it's been 3 days since Karn's seen any action, right?
Yeah, I mean, you should be fully healed, I would assume.
Yeah. Because he can lay hands on himself.
Yeah, that's a nat 20.
Nice. That's what you need.
Hell yes.
So yes, that is, and then they have to make a save versus spells. So I rolled that would be 6 damage.
Max plus a roll.
Okay, so then the total is 12 damage, and then they have to do a save versus spells.
17. It is not paralyzed.
Yeah.
Roll a D100.
Yeah, not surprised. That would be too easy.
97.
Crap, that's on the other side. Okay, had that before. Yeah, look at another chart. Roll 97. Roll D12.
All right, the famed D12. That's a 10.
Okay. Roll a D6.
5.
Okay. I've never heard that before. So this hit, you strike it and seem to punch it in one of its heads, like some sort of twisted face that seems to cause all the other body parts in this thing to undulate and twist and kind of twitch like it's having a seizure.
Okay, so I punched it so hard that it's
Yep.
seizing.
Yes.
Does it seem to have like incapacitated it, or?
No, it seems to it can still move. I mean, it's still kind of active, but it's like twitching and it's in rough shape.
Okay.
It's got a debuff, in other words.
Yeah. I'm gonna move back away from this seizing corpse pile.
Okay.
So that it's not immediate, I'm not in immediate range. And that'll be my turn.
Okay. All right. So technically it's got negatives. It has a negative. It still has a plus to hit, but it's not as much anymore.
Gotcha.
And there are 4 people. There's still just the 3 people there.
Well, I tried to get the others to move up and attack. They can see me. They can't see their boss at the moment, but we'll see how that works.
So the guy who had the pamphlet is getting attacked again.
This poor guy.
Yeah.
He's dead.
Not with a 6. That's a miss.
Maybe not.
Is that still a hit? Yeah. So he takes 1 claw for 6 damage, and then the maw 11, so 17 points of damage.
Wow.
As this thing just twisting and moving and kind of rips into him. Pieces of his like chainmail come off. His pamphlet is ripped, falls to the ground. Yeah, it's getting rained on, falling apart.
Not the pamphlet. No.
I have to find another printer soon.
Okay. The leader comes running back there and she's like, we need to get the hell out of here. But backing up a cart on this path is kind of difficult. And they attempt to try to get the horses to like move backwards to push the cart out of the, try to head back. And then one of them is like, where's Baxton? Where's Baxton? And he gets off his horse and begins to run up to the fight. I mean, it's initiative roll, so 6. And I believe this is Orion.
Me. Yep. Unfortunately, that was a 3 plus 1 is 4.
Let's see who he goes after.
This may be the end of Karn, because Karn's not going to retreat, and this thing is a shredder.
Well, Karn will be a 4 if I roll a 4. I rolled a 1. It is the that paladin guy that got hit that big tall paladin dude. First, let's see, is that a hit? Yes. He takes 2 more damage. 19, yeah. So that's 8 total.
Glad that wasn't on me.
And he just hits him with the 2 claws, and he just kind of collapses. His shield flops to the ground, and he turns with his maw. Well, it's the same guy, and he turns with his maw and just goes and kind of just grabs that dude and just kind of absorbs him into his body.
The paladin guy or the
the paladin guy.
The
I rolled the
6'8" paladin is now part of this thing.
Yeah, he just kind of and you can hear the crunching of the plate mail and his shield, like, oof.
How is it looking damage wise? Like after that punch, he got rocked a little bit.
It does look damaged.
Yeah,
but it's still pretty lethal.
it looks ready to soak some up.
I mean, it still looks pretty deadly.
Yeah,
And the guy who was running up to help sees this in horror, and he screams out and runs at this thing with his sword. And that's going to be, actually, that's a hit, even with the negative. So he hacks into it with his sword. The other guy with the warhammer is like, oh my God. And he just starts to stagger and move away from this thing because he's about at death's door. And you guys are up.
what did
The rest of that.
What
Go
did
ahead.
the leader do? What did the leader do?
She ran back with a cart. She's ordering everybody to get the cart out of the way. It's like to back up.
Damn it!
How big did you say this thing was?
20 feet.
The creature,
Yeah.
it's like 20 feet tall.
Can Karn get around the curve and get to the cart in one move with his horse?
Yeah, you're on a horse. You can do that.
Karn's going to break away from the melee and try to get to the cart. His goal is to get to the cart and try to get Zophan off of the cart and onto the horse and get out of here with his friends.
Okay.
Because we have a mission. And this thing looks a little hefty. We're not saving Zophan from the back of it, from beyond the grave.
You can ride, you can get the horse up to like the back of the cart. There's a lock on it, and I will let you roll to see if you want to break the lock.
What, a D20 attack roll?
Yeah, I would assume that's what you would probably try to do.
Yeah, see how I can do. Can't tell if that's a 13 or an 18. Nope, that's an 18. I have
Yeah,
my
it's definitely a hit.
definitely hit. Just damage.
Yeah, roll damage.
4 plus 1, 5.
I'm gonna roll a D6 to see how many hit points this lock has. 1. It wasn't a very good lock. They snap it. You break that lock right off.
And I scream out it to my friends. We've got to save Zophan first.
Oh, Basil will run like past this towards the back of the cart. Would I be able to get there within
Yeah,
in a turn?
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, since the door is, I see the lock is broken, he would try to throw open the door and what do you see?
So laying like on a stretcher, you see Zophan.
Yeah. How's he looking?
You know, you kind of have to shield your eyes a little bit because of the pants. But you know, he's covered, even though he's covered up in some like white blankets or whatever, and I mean, he looks like Zophan right now.
Yeah.
Get him on the horse.
So yeah, Basil will just like, yank him like in like almost one fluid motion, just kind of yank him and hoist him up onto his shoulder and then like throw him on the horse and then smack Karn's horse's ass. Oh,
Wow. I am channeling Clintock. I am figuring that we can give this thing something to munch on that will cause it indigestion and whittle down the mercs at the same time. So we got two guys attacking Big and Ugly, right?
Now there's just one.
It's just one. What's it? I know he's got a warhammer.
The guy with the
But,
warhammer ran away.
Yeah, he ran.
Oh, okay. So there's one guy on the ground. That was the forward scout.
Yeah, the forward
And-
scout got hit and he ran away, and then the big 6'8" guy was the one it consumed, and then another guy ran up with leather armor, who was technically a paladin, to help him, and he's the only one fighting this thing right now.
He's got leather armor and what? What's his weapon?
A sword.
Damn it! Blew my idea. I was going to cast heat metal on somebody with armor and then let the thing absorb the corpse and get burned from the inside. Because heat metal only affects human-sized targets, so I can't cast it on the thing itself. I mean, unless you want to rule differently, like rule that I can cast on the absorbed paladin or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you could attempt that. Yeah, I mean, you heard the crunching of the metal.
Okay. That sounds like a fun thing to do. It's going to get indigestion. I'm going to attempt to cast heat metal on the Eaton Paladin,
Okay.
and then I'm going to run the fuck away.
All right.
Bravely.
he bravely ran away.
If it works, that's going to be a pretty nasty little bastard of a spell, but we'll have
All
to
right.
see.
So what's the damage?
Okay. It's a cumulative effect. Level 1 is very hot, as in it's just uncomfortable. Round 2 is it's blistering. It does 1d3 damage and sets flammables on fire. Round 3 is searing. It does 1d6 damage and again sets flammables on fire. Round 4 is white hot, 1d6 damage and save versus spells or suffer disability on various body parts, whatever's actually touching it.
Okay.
And then it starts cranking that back down to searing and blistering and very hot. So the first round is going to be basically uncomfortable, but nothing,
Right.
no damage, no effects.
Okay. So all of you guys have acted. New initiative round 4.
Do you want Basil to roll?
Oh, that's right. Basil Wilberforce hasn't gone. Oh crap.
Well, he can roll, but he's also been sort of he's hidden, so he knows he can try to make an attack from hiding. But once he does, and he doesn't know who to attack right now.
Well, hopefully you heard the vague scream of monster.
Yeah. That's why he doesn't know who to attack right now. 5 + 1, 6.
You're up first.
Karn is getting down the road with Zophan.
Yep.
He's not trying to leave his friends behind, but he's got to get Zophan extracted.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, that horse, you start running, you start trotting through the path, through the mud, and the next round you'll break through out of the Dolmenwood into the the open areas.
Okay. Basil sees Karn go past with with Zophan on the horse, and he's trying to ascertain what's going on. So he's not sure what to do yet. He's going to stay in hiding and hope to react. If somebody looks like they're going to chase Karn or something like that, he might try to react by shooting them.
Okay.
Well, seeing Karn take off like a bat out of hell, I'm just going to pretty much do the same.
Karn would have shouted something. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Karn would have shouted something about don't forget about the old man.
Well, the old man is on the other side of the monster from us.
But he just says that.
Sorry, no, not happening. Ryan is just run for your lives. And yes, indeed, take my normal movement plus whatever I can do for sprinting or dashing or whatever the hell this system allows for,
Right.
and just getting the hell out of Dodge. I mean, even if the other mercs get off the cart, the horse itself is not going to detach itself from the cart and should slow down the monster.
Okay. What is Basil Bessex going to?
So the old man, how far away is the old man? He's on the other side of the monster from where we're at. But
Yeah, but I would imagine the cart is like in the woods, kind of.
yeah.
So he's not in the path. I mean, you can get to him in a turn if you wish to run over to him.
Yeah, so what Basil's gonna do is he's gonna run over to the old man, and say, "You're coming with me," and he's just gonna pick him up and like throw him
Yep.
over his shoulders.
Yep, he's not going to argue with that.
The cart has a horse on it.
Yep.
Well, right. I just figured that it was like affixed to the cart,
Yeah.
and that there'd be like some kind of
Yeah, I get you.
dealing with that.
But
So
it's still faster than a human can run.
I would say in a circumstance like this, yes.
But yeah, I'm sorry. I shouldn't be.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I shouldn't be telling the player how to play.
yeah, Basil wouldn't think of that. Basil would be thinking with his his muscles, which is that he is the horse.
Yeah.
And so he's gonna pick him up and start making his way out towards the fields.
All right, so you're running with the old man. Orion's
Yeah.
taking off. Everybody, okay, now I need to make some rolls here. He's fighting. He's running away. 1, 2, 3. Roll 2 dice, Pete.
The monster may actually be having some serious stomach aches at this point.
All right, so Basil Wilberforce is like holding an action, right?
Yeah.
So the halfling, so the leader at the cart situation, the leader's like, they see this whole thing where you like grab the body, you break the lock and grab the body, start taking off. And she's like, don't worry about that. Let them have the damn thing. We need to get this cart turned around. We need to get something out of these supplies, out of this stuff on here. Come on. So they all begin to do that, except for the driver of the cart. And that halfling turns around with the bow and is like, no. They're getting away with what we need. And she turns to go to shoot. I will give you a shot.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that would definitely be a shot. All right, 15. Nice. 15. And Basil's got a dex.
A 15 will hit.
Okay. All right. And that's with a arrow, so he does 5 points of damage with the arrow.
All right.
You leave Karn alone.
He will shoot, and that's not going to hit Karn with a 12 and misses. We're just going to run one more because I'm sure it's about to. The paladin will attack this thing. That's a hit, and he does 4 damage to it as he is fighting it. And since he is the only one there, the creature will attack him. That actually, he's got leather armor. That's a hit, but it's only 1 damage. And that one is at 36. He only embarrassed himself and anybody else who was there. And then the last attack, 1 damage plus 6 minus 6. So he is attacking, hacking at it. What's Basil going to do? Oh, let's roll initiative. See, now we restart. I rolled a 6.
I think Karn rolled first, right?
He did.
Oh,
yeah. Everybody's rolled. You guys.
I'll roll.
Anybody can roll
5
total.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Here we go. Miss. That's actually hit another 1 damage. This guy is so lucky. 8. Well, that actually is a hit. 1 -5. So it's -11.
And the monster may be feeling the effects of its meal right about now, too.
Yep. Yeah. It's making like weird noises echoing in the woods. You guys are up. So what's Basil? Main question is what's Basil Wilberforce doing?
Well, that guy isn't going to be able to shoot at Karn anymore as Karn gets out of the Dolmenwood, right?
Yeah. He's like, he had one chance at him. It's raining. You know, he's frustrated.
Runs and jumps on his horse and goes after Karn.
Okay. So you guys escape the Dolmenwood. You guys are out in the farm, leaving behind the whatever the hell is going on back there, out into the rain. Zophan carrying the old man. Very thankful that you have saved him. I mean, Basil's
I
counsel.
knew what
Yes.
you meant.
Thank you. How far you go? How far do you go?
Find a barn, maybe?
Okay.
What do you think, guys?
Yeah, I mean, a barn is good.
Obviously, run until we can actually, Karn slows down enough for us to catch up with him.
Yeah, I
See
mean,
if
once he
that
gets
makes
out the
it-
Dolmenwood, he's probably going to wait for you. Like, if we had continued, I was going to, try to hide Zophan somewhere and go charging back and make sure I get my friends out safe.
The question is Karn going to go back to fight the creature?
I don't think he is. I ain't not gonna lie. I don't think he's gonna.
Okay. That's fine. I'll just
That
double
paladin
check.
looked tougher than him. He saw how quick that fight was over with. We're gonna have to come back when we don't have well, because he also doesn't know if the other crew will turn on us. Like they didn't turn on us then, but would they have turned on us?
Right. It's possible.
Wow, you might have to take a wisdom bump there for Karn.
He's got high wisdom. He's got low intelligence.
Ah,
So when you guys start making all these convoluted plans, his brain just shuts down. He's like, oh God, I don't know.
but he is wise enough to run away from what's apparently an eternal monster there.
Yeah, now that's not saying he's not going to try to put together a bunch of holy crusaders and go and clear the Dolmenwood of this sometime in the near future. But the mission was to rescue Zophan.
Right.
Mission accomplished.
Yes. You guys get to like a barn, probably, eventually a couple miles outside of the Dolmenwood, out of the rain, can bring your horses in. You've got 1, 2 horses, right?
Yeah, Basil's and Karn's.
Zophan is alive. He does have the necrosis over his body. He is got some feathers on him, but he doesn't look any worse than he did when you first saw him.
This isn't like a disease, is it?
Oh, that's exactly what it is.
Karn can cure diseases 5th level once a week.
So I would say in this instance, that might like buy him, a day. It might halt the disease, I would say, if you did that. But they couldn't figure out how to cure it back at the 100 martyrs.
So we still got to
Okay.
get to this pool and hope that the pool will help Zophan too.
Yeah.
I think
It
that's
seems like we're hauling everybody out to the pool.
the only option. I mean, we have to try.
Yep.
It's a haul, but actually I don't know how long from here the pool is. I remember where it is on the map, but as far
Yeah,
as
it's good. Yeah, it's gonna be a couple days at least. You got to find. You have to go and find somebody who knows how to get there.
Basil Wilberforce, I don't know if this helps any or not, has Arrowheim that grants a save versus doom against a magical disease. I think that's the only thing he's got that he could think might be helpful.
So we started out the day where? Castle Brackenwold?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and it was
Oh,
like
yeah.
it was like in the High Wold area, like D, C11, D10 ish.
Now, where is the place we're trying to get?
Southwest corner.
Huh, that's not what I remember, but okay.
I thought it was. I could be misremembering.
Brackenwold. Brackenwold is in the vaguely bottom right of the map.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the place we had to go to Lankshorn, which was the closest actual town to the well, and then hire somebody from there and then go north. Pete, is that right? Am I reading
Yeah,
that
so
right?
so the well is, I don't have the exact number, but it's around like B or C7.
Right. In the middle of Dwelmford or whatever the hell you pronounce, however
Yep,
the hell you pronounce that.
that is correct. And the place that takes you to the Infinite Road is R3, Migrid's Reach.
Got to
Okay.
crisscross this map a couple of times.
Yep.
So as soon as we get everything about ourselves, we need to just head west.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Head for Langshorn and get somebody to show us where the damn well is. And by the time we get there, there'll be one or two more invalids we're hauling along.
That's the move.
So we need to get another cart and a horse.
Right. Well, perhaps there will be one available at the at a settlement along the way.
Funny, we had a cart and a horse got left behind. No, he's
Well,
not going to say anything like that. He's not going to start any shit like that.
is there, okay, we're in somebody's barn. Is there a farmhouse nearby?
Yes.
I got plenty of money. Well, I'm going to march my ass up to the farmhouse, making sure to make myself really obvious along the way so they don't think I'm a bandit or somebody trying to sneak up on them. Hey there, I'm myself a farmer, and tell them we're looking to buy a cart and a horse. If not from them, tell us a neighbor who's willing to sell it, and we'll pay extra money. We don't care. We just need a cart and a horse real fast.
So he says to go up the road a couple miles to some crossroads. There's a market square up there. You should be able to find something.
I'll go up a couple of miles. Unless anybody else has any ideas, let's just go up a couple of miles to a crossroads, see what we can find.
We might as well.
All right. So yeah, there's some people. There's a crossroads. It's raining, but there are some people out, local folk.
Same answer. Want to buy a cart and a horse, want it fast, willing to pay premium.
Okay.
And if they ask why, we were trying to cut through the wood over there, and you heard about that monster? Well, it's real, and it's got our horse.
Monster? Did you hear that at the well?
Nah, it's Singing Mausoleum or whatever that thing is.
The Bishop of Brackenwold has come under a spell of the Cold Prince. Going to summon the wicked fairy back to Dolmenwood, an alliance with the sinister Droon. That's what I heard at the well.
Wow, really? That's amazing. But that's nice. We're headed the opposite direction for right now. Cart and a horse, please.
Cart and a
Who
horse.
Who wants to make some money today?
All right. So a cart, say 100, a riding horse. 200 gold pieces. Get yourself a horse and a cart.
Sure, done. Not even going to argue.
Go by the well. You get all
Arnold,
sorts of things you can learn.
Russell Karn will throw 50 at it, and then Basil Fairwatch will throw 50 at it.
All right.
Okay, so I spend 100, you spend 50, and you spend 50 each. Okay, I was just going to buy it. Where's this well? I mean, is this where everybody gathers?
Yeah, he points. The guy points through the rain.
Okay.
At this little crowd. There's actually a crowd at this dilapidated stone well in the center of this square where this crossroads is.
Well, I know we're in a hurry, but the bard in me will not be satisfied until I hear some of the fun local gossip. We won't take too long.
Well, while you were searching for gossip, Karn will go out and try to buy a barrel for some water.
Okay, you can do that.
And feed for the horses to put in the cart.
Yep. All right.
So the first bit of gossip was the local bishop is in league with the Cold Prince and is trying to summon something.
And maybe that's why he sold out Karn's friend.
Who knows?
He's lucky that the paladin is not the vengeful type, but Karn won't forget, and if he comes back through Castle Brackenwold, he's probably going to have words for that bishop.
Yep. So, while Karn's doing his thing, I'll hang out a bit and try to see if there's any more fun local gossip.
Okay. So, there's some people kind of talking to themselves, and they kind of move out of the way so you can get your chance at the well.
Okay. What am I supposed to do with this well?
So you kind of, you got to throw something in the well, friend.
Oh, okay. I'll flip a gold piece in.
You toss gold piece. There's a rusty ladder that seems to go down. It's pitch black in here. You don't hear the coin hit anything, and then you hear a voice, and it says, "A secret passage in the library of Harrowmore Keep leads to a profane cove beside the groaning lock, where Lady Harrowmore plans to sacrifice her daughter in return for dark bowers."
Mhm.
And that's a good place to stop.
The problem is we know some of that statement is true.
Can you repeat that again?
Yes, a secret passage in the library of Harrowmore Keep leads to a profane cove beside the groaning lock, where Lady Harrowmore plans to sacrifice her daughter in return for dark powers.
Yeah, there's one I'm not going to be telling Karn. He might be tempted to actually do something about it.
You probably want to keep him away from Castle Brackenwold.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you guys did good. That creature I rolled to randomly see who he'd attack. He did not go after Karn each time he was there.
Yeah, that was kind of lucky. Now, was that a random encounter?
No,
No.
that was the creature, which I sort of alluded to.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the creature that was near the stinking mausoleum.
So we got
Right.
to the stinking mausoleum.
Yeah, I pretty much guessed we were going to run into that thing, but that was player knowledge, not character knowledge, and we didn't have any other good options. So good thing it went after the others first.
Good thing we decided to ambush in the Dolmenwood. What? And I'm curious, what level was that 6'8" cat paladin?
Yeah,
He was level 5.
I thought he might be.
he can be happy that his corpse got cremated by his armor rather than fully incorporated into that thing, which now has a bit of a stomachache.
And yeah, it was interesting. Yeah, that was sort of the plan, was they were gonna flip Zophan out in the cover of night and send him away. But you had other ideas. Also, the person who was running the this mercenary group was kind of had kind of a bad feeling about the whole situation. So that's why they were like, yeah, if you pay me enough, then, we'll just, we'll give you what you want and we'll just make something up. We'll deal with the consequences.
Yeah.
Because they had a bad feeling something was going to happen. And the critical hit was roll on the death and dismemberment chart. So technically you concussed the thing and gave it a fatal wound. So I gave it the -4 to hit. It had a plus, so I added the -4. So that was actually pretty good. So it had a +7, so it went to a +3.
Oof.
Nice.
+7, 3 attacks. Oh, holy shit. We were going to get mauled if we
Yeah.
actually tried to fight that thing.
Yeah, that was lucky. That probably saved us.
Yeah. Yeah. Karn wasn't going to be able to go toe to toe with it very long at all.
One bad round with that thing is dead.
Yeah. And I made a roll for the leader to see if they would listen to her when she told them to move the stuff out. And the one person, the reason the the halfling attacked is because she failed that roll. And the halfling was like, well, damn, that's why we got contracted, was mainly for this, to take this body, and now you're letting it leave. No way.
I wonder if they had that artifact with them too, because they were after something else as well that was in that.
I'm betting the artifact got kept by them. But
And I think, before we depart, I think when Orion finally gets a chance to rest, he will find himself at level 6.
whoa,
Nice.
indeed. Let's see, what the heck does level 6 get me?
And we're kind of, I know, sorry, Dustin, we're kind of doing Weekend at Bernie's with Zophan right now.
Oh, it's all good. He may not make it out.
Not because we didn't try.
Not because of that. Yeah.
Level 6. One more hit die. That's always nice. Saves are exactly the same. One more second level spell. Yay, I can carry around one more cure, because that's 90% of what this crew needs is cure light, or cure whatever you can get your hands on.
All right, guys.
Cool.
I appreciate
Thanks
it.
a
All
lot.
right, take it easy.
Later.
All right.
Thanks, Peter.
Hee ho, set the sail, let's go.
Here's to swimming with bow-legged women. Here's to swimming with bow-legged women.
Set the sail, let's go.